Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network, presented by Full Count Ministry and Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Now let's send it to the ballpark for today's matchup.
Welcome in here to Chillicothe, Ohio. I'm Max Keller alongside Tim Reese. We're here at VA Memorial Park for the third game of this three-game series between the Full Count Rhythm and the Chillicothe Paints. The Paints took the first two games, and the Rhythm are looking to try and salvage a win here on this Thursday evening. Tim, how are you feeling before we start this game?
We've been at the park a long time, haven't we, Max?
Oh, a long time.
We've been here since about 2:30.
And I got to try a new sport.
You did.
A new sport. I got to play. Well, I guess we call it fungo golf. We take a fungo bat. All you got to do is have your own baseball. Went out there, and then the person with the lowest score decides where we hit the ball to, and everything's a par 3. And I actually had a few good shots out there. I believe I finished second in my group behind Brett Von Dolan, who took the trophy.
Okay.
Finished 1 under on the day. But that's enough golf talk for one broadcast.
I don't know. We can talk golf. We can talk a little ball. You used a baseball. You used a fungo. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are listening that have no idea what a fungo is.
Well, I'll explain.
They think it's something that's maybe grows on your toes.
Yeah, that does sound like that. If you aren't a ball player or haven't been around and don't know what a fungo bat is, well, it is a wooden bat designed specially to be easy to hit for the coaches and the players who need to get the ball out to the outfield. So, you know, I'm not a big power guy. No home runs on the career. But if I pick up the fungo bat and I hit it, it's meant to be much easier to get a fly ball out there to the outfield. And I'm sure Tim could explain to you the science behind that. But I'm not.
Well, fungo is actually it's longer bat than a regular baseball bat, and it can actually be wood or metal, aluminum, but it's thinner. It's got a thinner barrel, but it's lighter. So as many times as a coach is swinging it, it doesn't take as much energy to hit, and you actually hit ground balls and fly balls with it. So I don't understand the science behind why a thinner barreled bat is better to use, other than the weight factor. But you used it for your fungo golf, and
it made me look better than I am for sure. But had some good shots out there today, a couple birdies. And I think my new nickname, they just started calling me Broadcast. They said Broadcast was a pretty good shot.
Okay.
So
they don't know you as Hurricane Max yet.
They don't know me as Hurricane Max yet. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
But it's been great getting to know the guys. The camaraderie on the team has been awesome. I felt super welcome. Once again, if you're just listening for the first time in a week stretch, my name is Max Keller. I'm a broadcast intern here with the Rhythm. I reached out to Tim, and it's been a blessing to work with him and this team. And tonight the Rhythm are wearing some awesome looking jerseys as they look to bounce back. Tim, what happened last night?
It was ugly early and often for the Rhythm. Gave up 9 runs in the first inning. Carson Howard, also known as Pig Howard from the University of North Alabama, got the start, and very unusual for Carson as he struggled from the beginning. First pitch he threw to Alex Moneill was driven down the left field line, and for a double, and it was on like Donkey Kong after that. And he lasted 7 batters and a couple pitches to the 8th batter, and he felt or heard something in his arm, I believe, and so he had to end up coming out of the ball game. And Chillicothe Paints put up 9 in the first and 7 in the second against 3 Rhythm pitchers. So after that, it was just a matter of taking BP, I guess. The Rhythm did score 7 runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th, but lost this ball game last night. 3 touchdowns to 1, 21-7.
Yeah, there was a lot of substitutions at the end of that game. Guys got reps, and it's a fresh start today after the Rhythm are on a little bit of a 2-game skid here. The Paints are 4-2 on the early season, and we'll have a lot of great stuff to talk about, but I think we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups, and we'll talk about the Rhythm, Christ, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
It takes a little bit to get that figured out. That's
I have to go slow.
I've had that for 3 years, so
I got to go slow. We'll have plenty to talk about on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll have lineups for you.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Welcome back to the Full Count Broadcast Network. Now it's time for the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineup.
We welcome you back into the booth. It's time to go over our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups, and we'll go ahead and start with the Rhythm, the visiting team tonight. It looks like this on their lineup. Batting first and playing center field is Jacob Tobias. Batting second and playing short is Aiden Gibson. Joey Parliament will hit third, playing second base. The DH is a man who came in and got a big hit last night, Harrison Travis, hitting cleanup. Caden Wilkes, the first baseman, will hit in the 5-hole. Parker McDonald back to wearing his normal jersey, number 15. He'll be batting in the 6-hole, playing third. Ramey Harrison will be in right, batting 7th. Wyatt Fuchs will finish the outfield in left. He's hitting in the 8-hole. And Jackson Cawthorn is back behind the plate. He'll be the catcher, hitting in the 9-hole for the Rhythm. And on the other side, for the Paints, it'll be Alex Moneill hitting leadoff and playing left field. Eric Colasso will be the center fielder, hitting second. Following him will be George Gomez, the second baseman, hitting third. Not many changes in this lineup for the Paints. The 4-hole hitter will be Trevor Coltonback. He'll be DHing. Clay Burdette in the lineup at first, batting 5th. Samuel Fabian got a big pinch hit home run last night, I believe. He's playing right and hitting in the 6-hole. Ty Hatfield batting 7th and playing catcher for the Paints. Braden Quincell is hitting in the 8-hole, playing third. And Alex Bemis is the shortstop, hitting in the 9-hole. And the pitchers tonight are as follows. Sam Matherly will be the starter for the Rhythm, and on the other side, it'll be Will Reddig, a right-handed pitcher for the Paints. And the head coach for the Rhythm is Josh Carman, and the head coach on the other side is Darian Lewis. They talk right now at home plate, as we have now covered the lineups for this Thursday night ball game. The Rhythm are 3-5 on the season, and they currently have the second to highest ERA in the Prospect League. That could be the big deciding factor in the game tonight. And the Chillicothe Paints come into this one 4-2. And I'll tell you right now, Will Reddig, the right-hander, is another big boy for the Paints. He's 6'5", 210 pounds, and he had a pretty good year at Denison, where he had a 3.23 ERA and 75 and a third innings pitched at Denison.
that's a lot of innings.
A lot of innings. 66 strikeouts and 25 walks. So far on this season, he got roughed up in his first outing as a 15.43 ERA in 2 1/3. with 2 walks and a strikeout. He'll look to bounce back tonight against Sam Matherly. But we are about to hear a rendition of the national anthem sung by our PA announcer here at VA Memorial. And we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have baseball right here on the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram knocks it out of the park with Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, all new vehicles come with a Rhythm exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles, no additional charge. That's a home run. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram in Madison, just 10 minutes north of Nashville.
If you've got a dream, then we've got you covered. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is like no other.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Had a little bit of a delay as Tim, our PA announcer, had a little bit of a script to read, and he's just now getting to the defensive starters for the Paints. So let's tell you about Sam Matherly, the right-hander that'll be on the mound for the Rhythm before we get to our national anthem. 6'2", 175-pound rising sophomore at Bellarmine University. He's from Danville, Kentucky. Exercise science major, the son of Brad and Susan Matherly, grandson of Pop and Nana in Harrodsburg, Kentucky, and Doug and Grandma in Louisville. It's national anthem time, so we'll be right back after this short break.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues?
That's a 30
Is your
second.
home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
You might get to nap, but your money doesn't. Like right now. At Volunteer State Bank, it's working hard day and night, earning 4.5% APY. Playtime, drive time, anytime. You could be out with friends or on vacation, but your money, it doesn't take a break. You've worked hard for it. Now let it work hard for you. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account today and earn 4.5 annual percentage yield if qualifications are met on balances up to $15,000.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
We just heard the national anthem sung over the PA system here in Chillicothe, Ohio, as we are just about ready to play ball here at VA Memorial Park, and got a little bit more of a crowd tonight as we head towards the weekend. Tim's favorite days of the week, Saturday and Sunday, and he especially loves a Good Friday. But we are ready to go with some warm-up pitches now being thrown by Will Reddick, the right-handed starter for the Paints tonight. He's a tall, strong righty who we talked about a little bit during the pregame show, but he is a sophomore from Denison University. He'll be a rising junior now. 6'5", 210 pounds. He's from Ohio. He's from Perrysburg. Played at Perrysburg High School. Pitched in 75 1/3 innings this past season with Denison, and had his first outing of the season where he went 2 1/3 innings pitched with 2 walks and a strikeout as a 15.43 ERA, but is looking to lower that tonight.
You don't know where Perrysburg, Ohio is, do you?
I mean,
did you do any
I gotta
Geography?
do my Ohio geography quiz.
It's one of the 88 counties. I couldn't tell you the county that Toledo's in, but it's a suburb of Toledo, Ohio. You know where Toledo, Ohio is.
I do know where Toledo, Ohio
That's
is.
up in the northwestern portion of Ohio. As a matter of fact, that's basically southern Michigan. You got to go through Toledo to get
to Michigan,
to Detroit.
To Detroit.
That, as we say, us Ohio State fans, that state up north, that school up north.
The school up north.
Yeah, we don't even want to say it.
What a rivalry that is.
That is. I mean, it's not Belmont-Lipscomb, but I mean, it's close.
It's close.
I mean, some people think Duke, North Carolina,
Right.
Ohio State, Michigan, but nothing is like a Belmont-Lipscomb rivalry.
Well, with Jacob Tobias ready to step into the box, we're about ready to play some ball here. And I am very excited to look at these sky blue uniforms that the Rhythm are wearing all night long. They got white stripes on the pants. Tobias gets ready for the first pitch and fouls it off. I'd like to talk about our game time and temperature. Chillicothe offers permanent solutions in waterproofing and foundation repair to heal your home symptoms. Heal your home with Chillicothe, and it's 77 degrees, partly cloudy here on this Thursday night. Tobias rips one into right field. Will it get down? It will get down after it falls out of the glove of Samuel Fabian. Harrison is in the dugout waiting to hit for the Rhythm. That is Samuel Fabian, who stuck his glove up in a Statue of Liberty type pose, and the ball landed in his mitt, couldn't put a squeeze on it, and Tobias ends up on first.
That'll be ruled an error on Fabian.
Now the first pitch, Aiden Gibson sees is high and inside for a ball. We start tonight's contest with an E9. The 1-0 is hit sharply into left field, but perfectly positioned is Alex Monil. Throws it into the diamond, and that'll be the first out here in the top of the first, with Jacob Tobias standing on first.
Gibson, our Frosted Luau player of the game yesterday. He was bid for a extra base hit in the gap, was cut off by Monil, who's been a fixture out there in left field all 3 games.
The first pitch to Joey Parliament is in there for a strike. Parliament joined the team for this road trip for the first time, and he's been a good addition to the Rhythm squad.
2 for 8 in the 2 games.
He swings and misses. The runner is taken off. Tobias is caught stealing for the second out. He tried to go for the head-first slide, and the throw was on the money. A great connection between Ty Hatfield and George Gomez will send Jacob Tobias trotting back to the dugout, with Parliament behind 0-2 in the count to Will Reddick. Parliament takes one high and outside for a ball to make the count 1-2. Reddick kicks and deals. It's inside for a ball. He's got a smooth-looking delivery up there on the mound. A little bit of an effortless leg kick, and then throws it in where Parliament hits it off the end of the bat, and that'll be a bloop pop out to the shortstop, Alex Bemis, who made plenty of great plays last night. So the Rhythm get one on via an error, but he's caught stealing, and it ends up being no runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base for the Rhythm in the top of the first. The Rhythm will take the field when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the bottom of the first.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression, and IV therapy. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
We're back here for the bottom of the first inning where Sam Matherly will take the mound. Here for the Rhythm, wearing the sky blue jerseys, the Paints wearing white pants and red tops. And the right-handed pitcher throws his last warm-up pitch. Jackson Cothran skies one into the outfield, but we are about ready for the first batter on the Paint side. It's going to be Alex Monil, the left fielder, coming up to bat. Monil takes his practice swing, gets set for the first pitch. Here it is, and it's outside for a ball. Matherly will reset on the hill. He kicks, slow wind, deals. Another outside 88-mile-an-hour fastball makes the count 2-0. Here is the 2-0 pitch. It's fouled back.
Monil comes in hitting .429. That's sixth in the Prospect League. He has one slot behind his teammate Ty Hatfield.
He looks at a 2-1 pitch that bounces in the turf to make it 3-1. He's a tough guy to get out. Has a good, strong stance, and he really crowds the plate. The 3-1 is fouled back. Gets out of play on the left side.
He has at least a hit in every game that they've played, including the two exhibition games against the Lafayette Aviators.
Here's the Full Count Ministries full count pitch. Bounces over to third. The throw is on the money from Parker McDonald. He throws a strike over to Caden Wilkes for the first out here in the bottom of the first.
That almost looked like a pop-up over to McDonald. That ball hit so close to home plate after it came off of Monil's bat. So it ended up being a one-hopper over to McDonald, who's moved over from his shortstop, normal shortstop position.
Eric Colosso takes his first step into the batter's box and looks at a first pitch for a ball. Eric Colosso is a well-acclaimed player at the D3 level. He gets on a pitch and sends it to right field in front of Ramey Harrison, and he's on base with a single.
All right, I've just been told we've got some changes from the lineup. This is actually Trevor Coltonback, who is batting in the number 3 spot. So get out the whiteout.
Oh, boy.
I got you, brother.
I'm going to have to learn how to use it first. So Eric Colosso stands on first, and Trevor Coltonback now steps into the box, facing the righty Matherly, who fires in a first pitch strike. One out, runner on first here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 ball game. Matherly from the stretch throws home. And it's a ball to make the count 1-1. A check on first. Nothing going. Wilkes will throw back to Matherly, who stretches out his shoulder. Takes another peek at the runner on first. Plants that front foot and comes home with the 1-1. It's low in the turf. Count moves to 2-1. Trevor Coltonback is a rising senior at Keene University. He stands 6'1", 213 pounds. He's from Pine Beach, New Jersey. The 2-1 nearly gets him in the shoulder. He has to shrug it off and stand back in the box to face the right-handed starter for the Rhythm tonight, Sam Matherly. Here is that 3-1. Hit on the button to the shortstop, who throws back onto first, and that is a double play to get out of the inning. How about it? A Doodat Communications double play with Aiden Gibson flipping over to Parliament, and Parliament threw a strike to Caden Wilkes. So that will end the inning. It was one hit, no runs, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll be right back for the top of the second inning. Don't go anywhere. We're cruising here in Chillicothe.
All right.
At Country Financial, we're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through town. We're a part of your community and help support the programs that make our neighborhoods thrive. We take the time to get to know our clients. We know that every situation is unique, and our goal is to understand yours so that we can help you be confident about your financial security and your future. Call your local Country Financial representative, William Stiles, today at 615-824-7020 to talk about how we can help ensure the future you're dreaming of is something you can proudly own no matter what it looks like.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
We welcome you back into the booth here, where we start the top of the second inning. Harrison Travis looks at a first pitch strike in the zone. He swings at the second pitch and fouls it off. That's a AAA auto glass foul ball. We have Amy Travis checking in to watch Harrison. Gets his first start of the season. He swings and misses at the 0-2. That's the first strikeout of the night for Will Reddig. Now bring up Caden Wilkes. Just blew that pitch straight through the bat of Harrison Travis.
Wilkes is second in the Prospect League in hitting, .476 average.
Wilkes looks at a first pitch breaking ball that caught the inner half of the plate for a strike. He's from MTSU. Wilkes fouls one that was in on the hands. That's a AAA auto glass foul ball.
Actually in the transfer portal now after redshirting over with the Blue Raiders in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Certainly putting up some numbers so far here in the Prospect League. He awaits the 0-2. A third straight AAA auto glass foul ball comes straight back to the netting behind home plate.
Had some changes in the defense of the Chillicothe Paints. Ty Hatfield, no longer the catcher, he's the second baseman.
And a pitch on the outside corner will ring up Caden Wilkes. It's a strikeout looking for the back-to-back strikeouts from Will Reddig. And that'll bring up Parker McDonald, who had a fairly good night considering what happened in the game last night where the Rhythm lost 21-7. McDonald looks at a first pitch strike on the outside corner. So far, it looks like Will Reddig is living on the edges. His 0-1 is hit sharply into right field, and it'll be caught on a line by Samuel Fabian, who makes up for the error he committed in the first inning. So a very, very quick top half of the second inning here. It was a 1-2-3 inning. And we still are knotted at 0 when we head to the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere.
Or home run deals from your hometown dealer. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We've got Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every new vehicle comes with Rhythm's exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles at no additional charge. We've got great deals on deck, so step up to the plate. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram at rhythmcdjr.com. Feel the rhythm, love the ride.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
We are back here for the bottom of the second inning, right here in Chillicothe, Ohio, where some rain showers before the game came and went, and we have a fairly pretty evening on Thursday night for some baseball. The Rhythm lost the first two games of this series, and they're looking to steal one. The first pitch from Sam Matherly is a ball that gets behind the catcher Jackson Cawthorn, but nobody on here to start the inning. That'll be harmless. A swing and a miss from Clay Burdett, who stands in the right-handed batter's box facing the right-handed Matherly. The 1-1 right down the middle, but it wasn't the pitch that Clay Burdett was looking for, apparently. An 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Here is the 1-2. Yanked outside, and how about Jackson Cawthorn hitting the splits to keep that one in front of him?
Apparently not expecting that one that far out.
Matherly kicks, deals. This one's hit sharply to right field, but right to Ramey Harrison. It's going to be a line out.
For the game, we saw these guys working backside for what seemed like 2 hours when they were taking batting practice. So expect to see a lot of right-handed hitters hitting the ball opposite field.
And now number 21, Samuel Fabian, comes up to bat. He was at Wayland Baptist University in 2024. He looks at a first pitch ball. He's originally from Santiago in the Dominican Republic. He had 15 homers last season.
Take a
big
cut,
whiff.
baby.
Big whiff. That sends some air all the way up to Tim and I in the broadcast booth.
He's got 2 home runs on the season, and it's tied for a 4-way tie in the Prospect League as he fouls that one straight back.
He's got a big frame, 6'2", 225. He falls behind in the count 1-2 to Matherly.
But he is only hitting 143.
The 1-2 swung on and missed. It's in the dirt, in the turf, and Jackson Cawthorn will apply the tag to the back of Samuel Fabian, who was trying to run away. That's the first strikeout of the day for Sam Matherly.
A roof store strikeout for Matherly from Bellarmine. He's a Bellarmine Knight. The Fighting Ross Spurgeons, pitching coach for Bellarmine, who was a one-time Full Count Rhythm pitching coach.
A first pitch fastball gets blown straight through the bat of Ty Hatfield, who's playing second base.
Cole Riley has
Cole Riley, excuse me.
got into that 6th spot. You need the whiteout again.
I'm going to figure it all out at some point. A foul ball comes right back towards our faces. It becomes 0-2. Cole Riley, a freshman from VMI, Virginia Military Institute, 6 foot, 210 pounds. And That pitch misses on the outside, makes the count 1-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Still a 0-0 ball game. Another pitch in a similar location cannot find the zone, and that'll even up the count.
He's from Radnor, Ohio, a suburb of Columbus, just north of Columbus, Ohio.
That one is in on the hands, and it gets to a fair ball, and a flip from first to the pitcher, Matherly, covering, gets the third out of the inning. It was a little scary looking, but Caden Wilkes keeps it in front of him using his body and flips on to Matherly to end the inning.
Well, look at there. We're through 2 innings, and we haven't given up 16 runs. That is a big win right now for the Rhythm.
It's been clean so far. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back for the top of the third. No runs so far. Looking for some action when we come back.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions right here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
So after 2 innings, we have no runs on the scoreboard and a lot less hits and runs than we've seen just 24 hours ago. The Rhythm lost 21-7, and 16 of those runs came in the first 2.
But just to recap here, Jacob Tobias, who hit the shot to right field leading off the ball game, was originally ruled an error on Fabian, but it has since been changed to a base hit. At least it is on the scoreboard. I have not checked the live stats to make sure, but Jerry is the official scorer, and I don't think he's also handling the scoreboard, but he is juggling a few other things over here to our left.
The lefty, Ramey Harrison, will kick things off. He'll look at a first pitch ball on the outside. 1-0 is swung on and missed. It was low and in the turf. A good pitch to fool Harrison, thrown by the starter, Will Reddick. Reddick skips another one, this time a couple feet in front of the home plate base.
Harrison comes in hitting .250 and played in 6 games, started 5 of them for a full count.
He swings on a 2-1 pitch, the 85-mile-an-hour changeup. Got through the bat, and he'll reset, standing in the left-handed batter's box. Takes a close one, gets away with it.
Reddick thought he had another backward K in the book.
And we have a Full Count Ministries full count. The payoff pitch is swung on and fouled.
Heads up down in the picnic area.
Yeah, it's going to go off of a tree and end up in play.
The only tree that's just to the left there. Jackson Jarvis makes the play. The third base coach for the Rhythm throws it into the stands. It's a full count first pitch foul ball, Max.
Ramey Harrison rolls over on a pitch and fouls it off. It's a AAA auto glass foul ball.
And both the base coaches have made plays. Jimmy Gamboa down at first base makes play on that weakly hit ground ball.
Here's another full count pitch, and it's a walk for Ramey Harrison to kick things off. Promising start to the inning. That'll bring up Wyatt Fuchs. who is playing left field today for the Rhythm. He's a redshirt freshman from Belmont, 6'1", 195 pounds.
From Buford, Georgia, also known as Houston, Georgia.
I was going to say it, but I didn't say it.
I messed that up the other day.
I was going to let Tim
let me stick my foot in my mouth.
Take the risk. He played high school at Mountain View. Fuchs fouls one to the right side. That'll get out of play. And a fan holding what I believe was his food or a child, I couldn't tell, makes
That's a big dog down there, if you don't know if it's a child or a hot dog. They got really, really big bratwurst here.
Ramey Harrison gets his lead, and Fuchs hits a AAA auto glass foul ball out of play.
It's out of control already. Top of the third.
And Will Reddick has 2 strikeouts and a walk so far on the mound. No runs. A foul ball that comes right towards my face over here.
I was going to say, that was you. I was coming over to save you.
I was going to have to call it. I'm the center fielder.
Okay.
You're not.
That's right. You're in the position of control here.
That was a AAA auto glass foul ball.
Oh.
Fuchs awaits the 0-2. Here it is, and it rings him up. A 77-mile-an-hour breaking ball that started over the zone and hung in just there on the right corner. And it's a strikeout looking for Wyatt Fuchs. 3rd strikeout of the day from Will Reddick, who had a phenomenal season at Denison.
Ramey Harrison still standing down there at first base. He might be a little bit tentative to take off toward second. He's 0 for 2 on stolen base attempts.
Well, he got a big lead, and the first pitch to Jackson Cawthorn was down low, but the catcher Cole Riley tempted.
He thought
him
that
to
Harrison
throw.
was heading, and Bemis went over and covered the bag, but nobody was going.
The 1-0. Dribbled softly to the first baseman. This could be 2. The flip to second, throw over to first, and it's a good effort from Cawthorn to beat out the throw. He'll reach on a fielder's choice to keep the Rhythm alive with 2 outs in the inning.
Cawthorn just has not gotten going yet with the bat. Came in hitting 143. This is game number 6 of the year for Jackson, his 5th start.
And that'll bring up Jacob Tobias, who we thought hadn't reached on an error, but he actually has a hit to start his day. He was caught stealing. He looks at a pitch that catches the corner on the inside. That's the changeup. And that'll be an 0-1 count with Jackson Cawthorn standing on first. Still no runs in this ball game. Both teams have combined for 2 hits, and I tell you what, that was nearly a extra base hit for Jacob Tobias. He hit one on a frozen rope, but it ended up foul.
He barreled that old hickory bat up. Glad to have you joining us on the Full Count Broadcast Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Here's the 0-2 to Tobias, just off the outside corner for a ball. And if you didn't check out the Full Count Rhythm social media pages, Jacob Tobias actually ended up on the SportsCenter top 10 for making a catch out in center field.
Was that an actual top 10 for ESPN, or was that a made?
I think it was the social media one. The inning will end on a rollover ground ball. The Paints will take out the lead runner in Jackson Cawthorn, throwing on to second for the final out. So, after all that, there were no runs scored on no hits, 1 runner left on base, and no errors in the inning. We'll be back for the bottom of the 3rd inning, where Sam Matherly looks to continue his day on the mound.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram knocks it out of the park with Nashville's best selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, all new vehicles come with a Rhythm exclusive lifetime warranty. Unlimited time, unlimited miles, no additional charge. That's a home run. Find your new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram in Madison, just 10 minutes north of Nashville.
If you've got a dream, then we've got you covered. Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is like no other.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
I'm Max Keller alongside Tim Reese right here in the broadcast booth, where we are set to go for the bottom of the third inning in this scoreless ball game. And just 24 hours ago, the scoreboard read 16-0. Chillicothe Paints leading over the Rhythm. They won that game 21-7. And the Rhythm are just looking to take a victory before the bus trip back to Hendersonville. And I know we'll get the chance to talk about some exciting opportunities going on in Hendersonville with the Rhythm in the upcoming week. Matherly's first pitch to Hatfield just misses below the zone. It was a good location, but no bite from the second baseman for the Paints. The 1-0 hit sharply back up the middle. That'll be a single. Hatfield will round first and stay there.
He is on fire. 4 for 5 in yesterday's game. He did not play in the opener of the series, but scored 3 runs, had a double and 3 RBIs in yesterday's contest, so he's now at least 5 of his last 6. And hitting .438 coming into the game, 5th in the Prospect League in hitting.
Well, he stands on first, and that'll get his teammate Brendan Quinzel up. Takes a first pitch ball. Quinzel playing third base. He lays down a bunt, but it ends up foul. That had the Rhythm infield in motion. Parker McDonald was charging after it. Matherly took a step off the mound, and it ends up rolling foul. So the cat's out of the bag on that one for Braden Quinzel.
Quinzel's from Grove City, Ohio, suburb of Columbus, and goes to Otterbein University, also in Columbus.
The runner takes off on the 1-1 pitch, and it's going to be a single. How about a perfectly designed hit and run that will have the runners on the corners? A lofted throw from Jacob Tobias looks scary at first, but it is in the glove of Parker McDonald to hold the runners. So Hatfield moves from first to third. He was taken off on the pitch, and Quinzel comes through with a base knock. Still nobody out, and here the Paints are threatening to score the first run of the ballgame.
So they shelf the sacrifice bunt and put the hit and run on, and they hit it right at the shortstop.
And Bemis gets a hold of one. This ball's deep to left field, and it is caught by Tobias at the wall. Runner tags. The throw in will score the first run and hold Quinzel at first. So Bemis with a deep sacrifice fly just missed a home run by about 5 to 10 feet.
He got that one. I thought it was gone off the bat.
I mean, it had a really nice jump to it. But
about 325 down the lines here. What's that sign out there? 382 to dead center.
That's good eyesight right there
I'm telling
by Tim Reese.
You got to find these numbers. There's
so much advertisement.
800 advertisements out here on the wall. It's good for them, but
looks like a NASCAR race. The 0-1 swung on and missed by Alex Moneill. Makes the count 0-2. Runner on first is Braden Quinzel. The Paints have just scored their first run of the game on a sacrifice fly off the bat of Alex Bemis, the phenomenal shortstop. That pitch is high and outside from Matherly. sounds like the microphone just got unplugged on air in front of the whole stadium. The 1-2 hit sharply. First baseman Caden Wilkes gets this ball to stay on the ground, but he'll have no play. And that one might have been hit hard enough to be ruled an infield single off the glove of Caden Wilkes.
That will have to be ruled a single. Wilkes did a great job just to get a glove on it, and that kept Quinsel from going all the way to third. That's 3 hits now in the inning.
So the Paints have started to find a little bit of a groove. They lead 1-0 and are threatening with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Matherly looking to work out of it. He kicks and deals a ball off the plate at 87 miles an hour.
Colosso singled into right field in his first at-bat.
Matherly checks on the runners, delivers the 1-0 high. Jackson Cawthorn kept that one from going to the backstop, and now the home plate umpire just steps out for a second. And that is Kyle Oldiges, spelled O-L-D-I-G-E-S, but the D is silent. The 2-0 fouled back softly behind the plate, and that might be our man who was mentioned on the broadcast several times last night. I believe it is. That's number 40, Landon Vance, the pitcher / dugout manager or dugout maintenance man. The 2-1 fouled back again, and all of a sudden the count's even. Matherly has a good opportunity here to help his team out on the bump.
Need another one of those doodad double plays, Max.
That would be very helpful if he do that.
There it is.
This one's hit sharply. A diving stop made by the shortstop who gets the out, and that was Aiden Gibson. They're only able to get 1, so there will be runners on the corners with 2 outs, but obviously that's still a pretty big deal to get the out and prevent that ball from getting to the outfield.
I wonder if Aiden had a good read on that ball, because I thought that was going to be tailor-made, and I don't know if it kicked to his left a little bit more, but he had to make a diving play just to glove it, and then from his laying flat on his belly, he flipped to Joey Parliament.
Runner takes off and will steal second without a contest. With 2 outs in the inning and a runner on third, Jackson Cawthorn was not in the business of risking a run scoring. So now 2 in scoring position. Matherly gets set on the mound, comes home with the pitch, and it's inside to even the count at 1-1. It's Trevor Coltonback who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in his first appearance.
That's a 7th stolen base of the year already for Colosso.
The 1-1 misses for a ball.
He leads the squad. That's now 18 on the year for the Paints. Heads up.
Foul ball that ends up just in front of the dugout on the Chillicothe Paints side. Makes the count 2-2 with 2 outs. Runners on second and third, and we got some smoke coming over from the picnic area. Got some hot dogs and some cheeseburgers and some coney dogs. A lot of good options here at VA Memorial. The 2-2, another dribbler to the left side.
Head coach Darian Lewis down at third base coach's box. Looked like he was going to try to get that one on the short hop, but he thought better of it. Wanted to keep the pain off of those fingertips.
Thank you to all of our viewers here, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or X. We appreciate all the comments. The 2-2 just misses on the outside corner. I bet Sam Matherly would have loved a backwards K. Instead, we'll have a Full Count Ministries full count in a high-pressure situation early on in this ballgame. Rhythm trail 1-0. Runners stand on second and third. Here's the payoff pitch. hit off the end of the bat, and it's going to get into the outfield. This will score 2 runs. It's going to be a 2 RBI single off the bat of Trevor Coltenbach.
He didn't hit it hard. He just hit it right in the right spot, just to the right of Aiden Gibson, shortstop heading over toward the third baseline. It's 4 hits in the inning, 5 for the game for the Paints, and they lead 3-0.
So that'll bring up Clay Burdett, who lined out to right in his first appearance of the day. He is playing first base for the Paints. He looks at a pitch that hits the inside corner for a strike from Matherly, who now has allowed 3 earned runs as we play here in the bottom of the third. The 0-1 fouled right back. This time would have been for our corner outfielder, Tim Reese.
You had me, didn't you? You had me?
Of course.
A local reporter just to my left, he had me. Jack. There we go. I remember that. He wasn't here yesterday.
Tim Reese is
taking the day off yesterday. He only
so
works
good
2
with
out of
names.
3 days.
It's impressive. The 0-2 gets in the dirt. Cawthron won't have a play. He loses the helmet in an effort to keep that ball in front of him. But the runner took advantage of it. Coltenbach now stands on second.
We have somebody who actually plays the organ here. It's right to the left in the PA press box.
Impressive stuff. The 1-2 fouled off.
They've got it all here at VA Memorial Stadium.
We have been very impressed with the hospitality and the production.
Well, it ain't their first rodeo. It's only year number 31 here in the for the Paints. They've been in the Frontier League and in the Prospect League.
Of course, the Full Count Rhythm playing their first season here in the Prospect League. My first time to Ohio, and the first 2 times these teams have met here at VA Memorial. A sky-high fair ball, goes to Jacob Tobias, who puts a squeeze on it to end the inning. It's 3 runs in the bottom of the third for the Paints to get going here. And they will leave 1 runner on base, but a clutch hit scores 2 off the bat of Trevor Coltenbach. We'll be right back for the top of the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
We welcome you back into the booth here for batters 2, 3, and 4 for the Rhythm. It's going to be Aiden Gibson, Joey Parliament, and Harrison Travis. And we got a fun competition going on right in front of the Chillicothe Paints dugout.
They're riding on, is that the Crazy Horse? Their mascot is Chief Crazy Horse or something like that. But they're riding on these bouncy horses, and 3 people tried to go around a cone and back. So a little race, shuttle race we used to call that.
I love a good old shuttle race. It reminds me of my time back in middle school. We used to have a field day where the school was divided up into a bunch of houses. They were the founders of the school, and I was on House Freeman, and we never took the trophy home, but I was pretty good at
Not Russell Freeman, was it?
I don't know. You have a better memory than me. The first pitch from Will Reddig is inside for a ball to Aiden Gibson, who lined out to left in his first at-bat. If you're just tuning in, the Paints took a 3-0 lead. This one's hit sharply off the bat to center field, but a smooth-looking play from Eric Colasso will result in the first out here in the top of the 4th inning. center fielders today have had a lot of action.
Yeah, all the outfielders really have. There's been balls hit out there to all 6, I believe.
Joey Parliament steps in, hits a first pitch to the shortstop. Bemis throws on to first, and a great-looking scoop by Clay Burdett. We have 2 quick outs in the top of the 4th inning.
Parliament likes to swing at that first pitch.
Well, Bemis has been on fire this week at shortstop, especially with the glove in the arm. He read that ball perfectly off the bat. And Harrison Travis will step in.
There's the son of William and Amy Travis.
We got plenty of people tuned in to watch us. Shirley Ann Hunt says go Rhythm. The 0-1 bounces out of the glove of Cole Riley.
Travis is now playing in his 3rd year with the Rhythm. Last year he was a coach as he was injured. So first 2 years as a catcher and first baseman and DH.
This 1-1 pitch is hit sharply.
There you go.
It's going to get down in the gap for a double. And the throw in will hold Harrison Travis at second with a double. But how about back-to-back games with a double for Harrison Travis?
He's a dude, that double machine, Harrison Travis is. Got that one down into the corner as he got ahead of that offering from Will Reddick. And he is 2 for 3 on the young season. Hello to the Quattrochis watching and listening in Soddy Daisy Hickson area, as well as Granite in Red Bank and Aunt Lori.
Caden Wilkes steps in and lines a first pitch swing straight to the first baseman, Clay Burdett. So before we could even celebrate Harrison Travis reaching second on a double, Caden Wilkes hits a liner that ends the top half of the 4th inning. And after some fun moments throughout this game, it's only a 3-0 ball game, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th where Sam Matherly remains on the mound.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
We welcome you back into the broadcast booth. I'm Max Keller alongside Tim Reese. The batter for the Chillicothe Paints will be Samuel Fabian, the right fielder who had a pinch hit home run last night. And he'll face Sam Matherly, the starter for the Rhythm, remains on the hill, throws a first pitch strike. Matherly comes back with the 0-1, and it's fouled off to the right side, just above the dugout there for the Paints. The crowd has really filled out here at VA Memorial. Last night was a little less crowded. The 0-2 is hit sky high, and I mean sky high, all the way to center field where Jacob Tobias, he threw in a leap to make that catch. I'm not sure he had to, but it looked cooler.
Well, maybe he was flashing back to that ESPN Top 10 catch that he made off of the Safeware sign down at Drakes Creek Park last week. But he did not have to get to the wall there, but he did get to the warning track. That's the first ball that's Fabian's hit that stayed in the ballpark. Otherwise, he has 4 strikeouts in now 6 plate appearances.
And this will bring up Cole Riley. Hits one softly, but just past the diving glove of Aiden Gibson. It was hit in the air, went straight over the second base bag. Gibson chased it, couldn't reach out for it, and it'll be a bloop single for the Paints. And I know it's hard to believe, but I was talking to my roommate, JD Price, after the game yesterday, and although the Chillicothe Paints were scoring a lot of runs, a lot of those were not the hardest hit baseballs, just timely hitting for the Paints so far. A big lead from Riley, and the first pitch will be fouled back by Ty Hatfield.
From Tiffin University in Ohio. Tiffin, a small town in the northern part over the western half. There's a pickoff.
And the runner is caught in a pickoff. Caden Wilkes throws, and now it's a rundown. The throw and the tag is applied by Sam Matherly, who had to kind of straighten his legs and bend down to apply the tag. But nonetheless, the runner will be sent back to the dugout, and it'll be an 0-1 count now with 2 outs in the inning instead of 1 out and a runner on first.
I think technically that's called a caught stealing since they didn't apply the tag as he comes back to first base. So that's the 1-3-6-1 put out on route number 2.
1-3-1-6.
1-3-6-1.
1-3-6-1.
On a caught stealing.
The 1-1 is yanked outside. And maybe it's just because I wasn't keeping a great scorebook, but so far in my few games here with the Rhythm, I feel like we've seen more bizarre scoring plays than I did in a season. This one's hit to Gibson. He gloves it, throws on to first, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning off the bat of Ty Hatfield. So
First time we've gotten him out in a while.
And it's much appreciated. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base in the bottom of the 4th. We're through 4 innings already, and we'll come back for the top of the 5th. And stick around because we got a lot to talk about the rest of this game, including the Full Count Ministries verse of the game, the Frosted Luau player of the game, and plenty more fun festivities that will be happening back in Hendersonville when the Rhythm head home.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Return here for the top of the 5th inning. I'm Max Keller alongside Tim Reese. The Chillicothe Paints lead 3-0 off of 6 hits, but the Rhythm will come back up to bat. They have 2 hits on the day, and they'll need to find some runs to get back in this ball game. A first pitch to Parker McDonald is hit directly up the line. It's going to be a tough play. A scoop is made by Clay Burdett at first, and it was a bang-bang play. Parker McDonald didn't get a jump out of the box. He thought it was going to go foul, but by the time he realized that he hit what would have been a perfect bunt had it been a bunt, which rolled up the third baseline, Braden Quinsel charged it, threw on to first, and it was a very close decision, and McDonald stands on first with a single.
I think the Rhythm got a break there.
That throw looked pretty close. Ramey Harrison, the lefty, will step in after walking in his first plate appearance. He fouls one back to start the count at 0-1.
AAA Auto Glass foul ball. Thank you to Dylan Doris and the Doris family for their support of Full Count Rhythm Baseball.
The 0-1, same exact spot for another AAA Auto Glass foul ball. Will Reddick remains on the mound for the Paints. He has 3 strikeouts on the day. Has not allowed a run yet. He's ahead in the count, 0-2 with a runner on first and nobody out. He decides to check on the runner. Parker McDonald gets back swiftly. He'll get his lead off of first. Pitcher comes home with it, and it's outside for a ball. Ramey Harrison spent his junior season at Alabama Huntsville. He's a 6'2", 200-pound outfielder. He gets on one. It'll be a tough play. This one's going to be caught in center field by Eric Colasso. I mean, that one hung in the air for a little bit. Had a little bit of an awkward angle to it. Colasso charged it properly. Had to slide to make the catch. And a web gem keeps Parker McDonald standing on first. That'll bring up Wyatt Fuchs, who struck out in his first plate appearance. That was the last strikeout from Will Reddick so far. Reddick's first pitch is inside for a ball. And Reddick has looked smooth. He's another tall pitcher. The Paints have had a few of those guys on the mound. Another foul ball that I like to compare to a 3D movie experience. Kind of comes through the screen.
Pretty happy that net's there. I don't really want to be making any plays anymore. I didn't bring my glove.
A 1-1 pitch is yanked foul. It's a AAA Auto Glass foul ball. That breaking ball at 77 miles an hour had Wyatt Fuchs off balance.
Head coach Josh Carman came out of the dugout, picked up that baseball, counting the stitches.
Another foul ball as Fuchs is fighting. That one was in on the hands.
Our man Landon Vance down here has got baseballs in hand, ready to run out to Kyle Olagus, our home plate umpire, and fill up his baseball bags on the side of his belt.
A check over on Parker McDonald. Has nothing going. This pitch is hit high and deep to center field. It's going to hang in the air just a little bit too long for the second out of the inning, and Colasso has back-to-back outs in center field. The 9-hole hitter Jackson Cawthorn comes to the plate here in the top of the 5th inning.
Wonder if we might see Parker McDonald on the move. He's 2 for 2 in stolen bases.
Well, he's had an antsy-looking lead over there. He had an opportunity on a pitch in the turf, but well done by Cole Riley to keep it in front.
Cawthorn grounded into a fielder's choice.
The 1-0 is outside for a ball. Cawthorn is a junior who spent his last season at Ohio University. He's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He had 4 home runs and 20 RBIs at OU.
OU.
Other way around. Almost said UO.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. He looks at one that catches the zone for a strike.
You're not an Ohioan.
That's what we call a announcer balk. And Cawthorn looks at a big looping curveball that hits the middle of the zone. 2's across the board. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs in the inning, and Parker McDonald on first. That is a foul tip that will send Parker McDonald jogging back to first base. I like to call that a silent foul ball. Couldn't really hear it hit the bat, but you know it did.
Jackson Cawthorn, a third-year Rhythm player. He's won championships in his 2 years with Full Count in the Ohio Valley League.
Another check on McDonald. He's given a lot of problems to Will Reddick on the mound. Reddick, a right-handed from Denison. McDonald takes off. It's another foul ball, and right now Parker McDonald is just running sprints between first and second.
He's getting those legs loose. He doesn't have far to go when he leaves the dugout to get to his position, though, so playing third base today. Jimmy Gamboa down at first base, though, getting some work in. Another foul ball he was able to nab.
We'll do the 2-2 over again. Cawthorn hits it sharply, and this is going to get under the glove.
Uh-oh.
They're going to send McDonald,
He is.
and he would have been out. He's going to go home, and now runners are going to third because nobody's covering, and out of nowhere, Jackson Cawthorn stands on third base, and Parker McDonald scores on a ball that potentially wouldn't have left the infield, but Ty Hatfield couldn't make the play. The ball made its way to the outfield, and much to the surprise of Tim Reese, Parker McDonald tried to stretch it to third. The throw from Samuel Fabian was on the money, but Braden Quinsel couldn't keep it in front of him. That ball leaked out towards the Rhythm dugout, and McDonald took off. Meanwhile, Cawthorn's watching this whole thing happen. He takes off and goes to second, and by the time that ball got away, he went for third because nobody was covering the bag. That's all of a bunch of words to say that the Rhythm now trail 3-1.
Darian Lewis, the head coach of the Paints, is out talking to the base umpire, Jimmy Craig. Not sure what they could be talking about, although umpire is pointing towards second base to explain something to the head coach, Lewis, but McDonald was toasted cheese at third base. If Quinsel makes the catch, he actually even slid short of third base, but I would assume that will be an error on Quinsel at third to allow McDonald to score, and that also moves. Oh, they're going to score. Okay, that's what they're talking about, because Jackson Cawthorn's not on third base. That is scores now 3-2. They're going to allow Cawthorn to come in again, I guess, to say that that ball went out of play.
Well, Tobias goes to lay down a butt. The scoreboard hasn't changed.
They don't realize that that runner.
The 1-0 pitch is outside, makes it a 2-0 count.
Jerry, did they score him on an overthrow? Because, I mean, we've scored 2 runs, right?
Tobias swings through a 2-0 pitch.
The ball went out of play, and that's what scored
he just
right?
swung on top of that 86-mile-an-hour changeup.
Arrow
Will Reddick has
catch,
been throwing
right?
about mid-80s on that changeup, high 80s on the
I think it's
fastball.
on the catch.
He throws one that skips in front of the turf, and it count moves to 3-1. Tobias in a hitter's count with nobody on base. The Rhythm trail 3-2 after a hectic ground ball made its way to the outfield, scoring 2. Tobias hits another single. This one could end up being 2. Tobias rounds it hard, but ends up standing on first.
Colasso got over to right center field and cut that off quickly to keep Tobias from moving up to second base.
So technically speaking, Jackson Cawthorn
A Little League home run?
Had a Little League home run in the most bizarre way possible. The first pitch is hit sharply by Aiden Gibson. Now, how about the full count rhythm? Cooking here in the top of the 5th inning. They've scored 2 runs, and with 2 outs, there's a little bit of a rally going. Runners on first and second now. So,
back-to-back hits brought to you by Old Hickory Bats. And
this might be the end of the day for Will Reddick, who pitched 4 2/3 to this point. And we'll see if Darian Lewis takes the ball from him or not.
there appears to be somebody down in the Paints bullpen. Not sure if they're ready yet. I see no catcher by home plate. So if he's going to make a change, that pitcher's already ready. But on this scoring play here, what I find a little bit unusual, it's the second time that it's happened, but there's a fence that cuts, it kind of juts out from the Rhythm dugout down to third base line. And, I mean, there's a fence there, but there's also a concrete curb right in front of that in the field of play. And the way the umpires apparently have ruled, anything that goes over there, that if it hits the concrete, it's out of play.
Even though
but it's in front of the fence.
The ball in play. But
right, as does the fence.
Feels a little contradictory, but nonetheless.
It worked against the Rhythm the other day, and has worked for the Rhythm on this particular play.
I'm still getting used to it because it just doesn't feel like it. But the runner's on first and second for Parliament. He takes a first pitch strike.
Of all the times not to swing at the first pitch, that was laid on the tee.
Yeah, that one would have been prime for some hitting. The 0-1. This time
over. There
sent
you go.
over the head of the second baseman. One run will score, and the other runner will advance to third. So Jacob Tobias comes around to score. Aiden Gibson now stands on third, and the Rhythm have tied this ballgame.
3 runs in the inning, and that's the first RBI for full count. That's back-to-back-to-back hits brought to you by Old Hickory Bats. Chad Lamberth, owner of Old Hickory Bats. They've been supporters of Full Count Ministries and Full Count Rhythm for a long time.
So we got the excitement going on in the chats over here. And the Rhythm have found their rhythm. Runners on first and third.
Brought to you by CrossFit Hendersonville. Ryan McDuffie, Lindsey McDuffie. When the guys are going to get back there, looking forward to doing some working out and training. Have not been able to do it on the road, and they'll get their workout in at CrossFit.
The 1-0 pitch is right down the pipe for a strike. Looked at by Harrison Travis, who had a double in his last plate appearance.
Will forever go down in history as one of the greats of Full Count. He hit a home run, walk-off home run to win the first championship.
Travis grounds one to the shortstop on a broken bat, and that's going to be an error by Alex Bemis. And you'll only get an error from Alex Bemis once in a blue moon. But another run scores, and the Rhythm have a lead.
That play right there couldn't have been any easier for Bemis.
And he kind of spent some time looking at his glove to make sure it was okay.
He was going to go the short way. He was going to kind of sidearm over to Ty Hatfield to get the runner at second, but rushed it and dropped the ball right in front of him and had no play after that.
So now the Rhythm lead 4-3. It's been a hectic inning with some weird plays, some errors, some balls thrown out of play, but the Rhythm lead 4-3 with Caden Wilkes behind in the count 0-1. He hits one sharply that catches the pitcher in the foot, and that'll be an infield single.
That hit off of the heel. I want to say it's the left heel. Reddick is vehemently telling head coach Lewis to stay back in the dugout. I'm fine. Hit off his heel, popped up in the air over toward third baseman, but there was no play to be made, and the bases are loaded.
And we have Parker McDonald back up to hit for the second time in this inning.
First time the Rhythm have batted around in this 3-game series.
Bases are juiced. Huge spot for Parker McDonald, who swings at the first pitch and hits it into the outfield for a single. 1 run will score, and the Rhythm will have to hold Harrison Travis at third. And you immediately see Darian Lewis step out of the dugout and tell the bullpen to speed things up, because Will Reddick has not been able to find the final out in the inning.
Back-to-back hits brought to you by Old Hickory Bats.
So Joey Parliament scores. Harrison Travis moves to third. Caden Wilkes stands on second, and Parker McDonald stands on first. Ramey Harrison at the plate takes a first pitch strike. And he swings through another one. This could be absolutely massive for the Paints to get out of this inning. The Rhythm have taken a 5-3 lead, scoring all 5 runs in this half inning. Harrison checks his swing. It bounces in the turf. The count moves to 1-2. The bases are juiced. Harrison is 0 for 1 today with a walk. And that's the second time we've heard the microphone make an extremely loud noise here at VA Memorial.
Ramey from Philadelphia, Mississippi.
The 1-2 just misses off the outside corner, and Will Reddick wanted to walk off the mound with a backwards K. Instead, we have 2s across the board, 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Bases are juiced. The payoff pitch swung on and missed. That wasn't a payoff pitch. Nonetheless, Ramey Harrison walks to the dugout, and Will Reddick will survive to get out of the top half of the 5th inning and bring up the Paints bats. But it was a productive inning for the Rhythm, who bat around. They score 5 runs, but do strand the bases loaded. We'll keep it here to take a look at some of the scores going on in the Prospect League. It's the out-of-town scoreboard.
Tonight in O'Fallon, I believe that's Missouri, the O'Fallon Hoots are getting clobbered by the Clinton Lumber Kings, 15-0. Rhythm know what that feels like, but that's at home that the Hoots are taking it on the chin. Lafayette Aviators 7-1 over the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. An investor in the Lucky Horseshoes is Jeff Jarrett, who attends Long Hollow Church, along with a lot of folks with the Full Count Ministries. 3-0, right? Well, this hasn't been updated. Let's get, see if we can get an updated version here. 3-0 is the Corn Belters of Normal, Illinois over Rex Baseball of Terre Haute. Danville Dans and the Champion City Kings knotted at 1 in Danville. Playing in Burlington, the Bees are down to the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp 3-1. 2-1 Cape Catfish lead the Rhythm's next opponent, the DuBois County Bombers in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And the Alton River Dragons find themselves down 3-0 to the Jackson Rockabillys, an opponent that the Rhythm will meet 11 more times this year. The Johnstown Mill Rats and the Thrillville Thrillbillies and the Clinton. Apparently they're going to play a doubleheader with Clinton and O'Fallon, looks like. So those games still to begin. That's your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by whatever the name of your business is. You want to be a sponsor?
Matherly on the mound to start the bottom of the 5th. Throws the first pitch ball.
Pitching with the lead for the first time.
It's going to be a little bit easier maybe for the confidence, and he throws a good-looking pitch over the zone for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. Rhythm scored 5 runs in the top half of the 5th. Count moves to 2-1. The batter will be Braden Quinsel, the third baseman for the Paints. He looks at a 2-1 pitch that catches the zone to make it 2-2. Alex Bemis is on deck. He committed an error in the field. There were 2 errors in that top of the 5th for the Paints. But a good eye from Quinzel will make this a Full Count Ministries full count. Still waiting for that Full Count Ministries verse of the day. The pitch is hit straight to Joey Parliament. And he squeezes it easily for the first out. You can send those to capital T, capital R, Reese Sports at gmail.com. That's also a capital S. It's right there on the screen.
That's just for looks. You don't have to even put those in there. It's a not case-sensitive email address, treesports at gmail.com. Let me know if you have a favorite verse you'd like us to read for the Full Count verse of the day.
Bemis hits one that could be in play. Ramey Harrison ran a country mile for it, but did not come up with the play as it bounced at the very edge of the fair part of this ballpark in right field, right near the bullpen for the Chillicothe Paints. Sam Matherly on the mound, still for the Rhythm. In his 5th inning of work, he is through 4. He's allowed 3 earned runs. The 0-1 hit sharply, but a smooth-looking play from Parker McDonald.
Nice.
Gets Caden Wilkes off the bag, but Wilkes keeps his composure in midair to apply the tag. Phenomenal stuff from Wilkes there.
Take a picture of that and put it on a trading card. Caden Wilkes, the athletic move to make the catch on a throw that was up the line and came off, made the catch and the tag at the same time. He put a star by that one.
Monil is now in the box. Definitely going to put a star next to that play. We've had some fun ones already in this game. On both sides, the fielders have been showing off. We've also had some errors. This time the Rhythm with no errors through 4 innings. Here they're on the field in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 2-0 count with Sam Matherly on the mound. He kicks and fires. A pitch that's slicing fair in left field, and putting the squeeze on it is Wyatt Fuchs for the 3rd out of the inning. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Sam Matherly, who has weathered the storm, and his team now has the lead heading to the top of the 6th inning. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot of exciting baseball right here for the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Welcome you back for the top of the 6th inning here in Chillicothe, Ohio. This game has been moving along. It's only 8:28 p.m. Eastern for a game that started at about 7:08 Eastern. And it's a new pitcher on the mound. I'm going to try to ignore what seems to be some knocking on the window or maybe the door, something.
I don't know.
But nonetheless, you can't ignore the last half inning that the Rhythm had at the plate, where they scored 5 runs, 3 of them earned. And Wyatt Fuchs will come up to start things off against the new pitcher on the mound, Caden Robinson, a right-hander from Fleming Island, Florida, who played his last season at Florida State College at Jacksonville as a freshman. He's 6'1", 170 pounds. Fuchs has an 0 for 2 on the day, but looks to get things going here. The first pitch out of the hand of Robinson is high and inside.
Robinson has one appearance, won 1 2/3 innings, gave up a hit, a walk, 2 strikeouts.
Fuchs gets in on one and hits it pretty hard, but fouled just off the third baseline. Making the count 1-1. A good eye from Fuchs on a breaking ball that just missed off the right edge of the plate. Kyle Olagus calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight. Jimmy Craig in the field. Wyatt Fuchs swings through one there to make the count 2-2. It was an 84-mile-an-hour pitch.
Caden Robinson from the same college as Alex Moneill, the left fielder.
Fuchs sends one flying back over our heads. That's a AAA auto glass foul ball.
Will Reddy goes 5 innings, gives up 9 hits, 5 runs. Right now disputed as to how many of those are earned. I have 3. Walked 1, struck out 3.
Fuchs hits one sharply to the center fielder going back to make the play, and it's done well by Eric Colosso, but it was hit sharply off the bat. That's one of those.
He's a good outfielder. You don't want to hit it to him.
Yeah, it's one of those hits, too, where you go back to the dugout, and I was listening to a couple different MLB players talk about this, the psychology of playing so many games over the span of a season. And for these guys, they're playing from June to August. You got to be able to take away the positives of an at-bat. As the first pitch to Cawthorn is a strike, but when you hit a ball that hard, you kind of tell yourself, well, you did everything right. It just went straight to a fielder. Cawthorn is way out in front of a 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
What do you think he was wanting to do with that pitch right there, Max?
Well, had that been an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, that one might have ended up at the correction facility down the road. Cawthorn looks at an 0-2 that makes the count 1-2.
He had a Little League home run in his last at-bat. He had a single into right field, moved to second on the throw to third base. As a ball gets out of the way, that pitch is not going to count, because our first base umpire was coming in as a ball got loose from the bullpen down the right field line. So that foul ball it doesn't matter because it was a foul ball on 2 strikes. So Cawthorn was awarded home as the throw from Fabian to third base was not caught by Quinzel and went out of play.
After all that, the 1-2 is outside for ball 2, and after all that, the Rhythm were able to take a 5-3 lead.
That seemed like an impetus play right there, as 4 straight singles.
The 2-2 is swung on hefty by Jackson Cawthorn, who was looking to do some damage with each of his swings. That at bat ends up with a strikeout, the first of the day for Caden Robinson. Now bring up the top of the lineup, Jacob Tobias, who today is 2 for 3 with 2 singles, and he's scored a run. He looks at a first pitch ball, gets ahead in the count 1-0. Another breaking ball. This time it's on the inside half of the plate for a ball. The count moves to 2-0, and Tobias, the lefty facing the righty, Robinson, who kicks, deals, and way off on a 78-mile-an-hour pitch. That breaking ball just never came down. Like a floating balloon, it stayed out of the zone. And Tobias is ahead 3-0. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-pitch walk. Jacob Tobias will take a stroll down to first. And with 2 outs, could this be another rally for the Rhythm?
Got help in the 5th after 4 straight hits with a ground ball by Travis to the shortstop Bemis, who just absolutely vapor locked on a ground ball as he dropped it after fielding it, and then 2 more hits drove in runs.
Gibson looks at a first pitch strike on the inside corner. Lifts the bat above his head, checks his gloves, and steps back in for a curveball that misses the zone, kind of crossed up the home plate umpire and the catcher, Cole Riley, but it was a ball. Tobias was caught stealing in his first time on the bases. He stands on first, and a swing and a miss from Aiden Gibson makes the count 1-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The Rhythm lead 5-3, looking to take a victory away from this 3-game series. Tobias is off and running. No contest because it's a strikeout. Aiden Gibson swings through one for the second strikeout of the inning. In the first inning on the mound for Caden Robinson, it's no runs off of no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're going to keep it here in between the top of the 6th and the bottom of the 6th.
This weekend, the Rhythm will be back in town for 6 games in 7 days. Back home tomorrow night at Drakes Creek Park to take on the DuBois County Bombers. It'll be Missions Night, as the Rhythm players will be wearing special Missions jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game on Facebook Live. So be sure to join us, and you can watch us on PLTV or come to the game live, and you can bid on these jerseys while you're there, or if you can't make it to the ballpark, you can go to the Rhythm's Facebook page, and they will be live. So the money raised from the sales of these jerseys will be used to send players on mission down to Nicaragua. Those mission trips will begin this Saturday, week-long missions, 3 weeks in a row here in June, and then a little break, and then 2 weeks in July. A couple of the players will be leaving to go on mission. So Friday night is missions night. Saturday, Rhythm will take on the Thrillville Thrillbillies, as Thrillville will come into town for the first time for a 2-game set, Saturday and Sunday. Off on Monday, and then the Alton, is that River Dragons? Is that, I don't have all these names. Alton will come in for 2 games, and then Jackson Rockabillys. But exciting baseball. And also next week, Monday through Thursday, is kids camp.
River Dragons is correct.
River Dragons, the kids' 4th annual camp from 5 years old to 12 years old. It'll be 9 a.m. to noon, Monday through Thursday at Drakes Creek Park. We have a Safeware call to the bullpen as brand new pitcher from Sanford, Trey Sanders, is on the mound.
He throws a first pitch ball to start his outing here in the bottom of the 6th, and generates a AAA auto glass foul ball.
Sanders, 6'2", 190-pound redshirt junior. He's from Columbus, Georgia. Finance major, or as my son likes to say, it's a finance major.
Colosso is in the right-handed batter's box. He falls behind 1 and 2 to Trey Sanders on the mound, looking to get his first out. A foul ball hit down the line, but just to the right side. It'll stay foul, and Sanders will step back on the hill to do it again.
He's the son of Ronnie and Anne Marie Sanders, brother to Lily, grandson of Pawpaw and my mommy in Columbus, Georgia, and Nana and Pop also in Columbus, Georgia.
Here is his 1-2, a check swing, a call down to first, and they say that Colosso did not go around.
Trey is staying in the host home of Bob and Mary McCall, along with his Sanford teammate Noah Berry.
And this one is hit sharply off the bat to center field, but Jacob Tobias will put a squeeze on it. And Tobias has really become a phenomenal center fielder out there.
He can cover a lot of ground out there in center field.
So Trevor Coltonback, the DH for the Paints, will come up to bat with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. The Rhythm lead 5-3. Nobody on. A pitch that got away from Sanders bounces a few feet in front of the plate.
Matherly goes 5 innings, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, did not walk a batter, struck out 1, and he's in line for the victory.
No walks from Sam Matherly is exactly what you want if you're the Rhythm coaching staff. The 2-0 fouled back off the netting to make the count 2-1. It was an 84-mile-an-hour pitch from Sanders.
Matherly looking to pick up his second victory in as many decisions.
So after a couple foul balls.
That didn't come close to the man with the
baby hot dog?
The kid-sized bratwurst.
I mean, we might have to make merchandise shirts. Baby bratwurst.
The baby-sized bratwurst.
2-2. Bounces in the dirt. And we got a Full Count Ministries full count.
Trevor Coltonback's been difficult to retire for full count, although he did ground into a 6-4-3 double play.
And then he had a 2 RBI single.
And a full count first pitch foul ball that goes out of play. It hit that concrete curb down there, and Lewis, head coach Lewis at third base, throws it into Pig Howard.
That's where baseballs go to die over there, apparently.
I guess he's trying to save those. Everybody else throwing them into the stands.
Full count. Pitch bounces in the turf, and it's a walk for Trevor Coltonback, who had a patient approach at the plate. It'll land him on first base. It's the first walk from Trey Sanders.
Sanders did not. Seeing what's happening here, we got the trainer out of the Chillicothe Paints dugout as he's going to come and check on Jackson Cothran along with head coach Josh Carman. And that one might have come up and got Jackson in the neck.
Yeah, it looks like he was pointing towards his chin area and neck.
Well, that's what happens when you don't pull that mask all the way down, Jackson. You got to pull that down over the moneymakers. A good-looking kid from Siegel High School. A couple of years at Motlow State, and now moved north to Athens, Ohio, just up the road at Ohio University. He's a Bobcat keeping that color green. Motlow State was green and yellow, and now he's green and white with the OU Bobcats.
And now he's wearing blue for the Rhythm.
There you go.
Pitch sky high will stay in play. And a really odd-looking play from Caden Wilkes to retire the batter. I mean, Caden Wilkes called for the fair catch, a.k.a. calling for the fly ball. And then everybody kind of yelled in the stadium. He realized he had to go back on it and almost did I don't know exactly what that yoga position's called where you put your hands all the way behind your back.
A back bend.
He had to reach back and snag it out of the air for the second out. Impressive stuff from Caden Wilkes, who's been playing a great glove over there. Sanders gets a hefty swing and a miss from
Fabian does not get cheated on his cuts.
Oh, no,
he's up there
he's
for one purpose.
I mean, he hit one that disappeared into the trees last night. That thing got eat by the wildlife here in Chillicothe. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Count moves to 0-2.
Apparently he fouled that one off as a home plate umpire calling timeout. I didn't know he got a piece of that, but
it's a phantom one. I'll tell you, those will get you.
Well, don't throw this thing 0-2 pitch anywhere near the plate.
It's in the turf, but blocked by Cothran. Makes the count 1-2.
Sanders did not play for Samford this past year. 2 years ago in 23, had 21 appearances, all in relief, and 29 plus innings of work.
Vicky Maloney says, let's go, Rhythm. Margaret Woodard says, woohoo. And this one's hit sharply to left field. Wyatt Fuchs will squeeze it for the third out of the inning. And looking pretty good out of the bullpen is Trey Sanders. It's no hits, no runs, no errors, and one left on base. When we head to the top of the seventh, we'll have some exciting baseball ahead. The Rhythm come back up to hit. Don't go anywhere.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
We welcome you back here for the top of the 7th inning. Joey Parliament will be the leadoff batter in the inning, the 3-hole hitter. It'll be Harrison Travis and Caden Wilkes set to hit behind him. The score is 5-3. The Rhythm have scored 5 runs, and it all came in the top of the 5th inning.
Each team has only scored in one half of the inning. The Paint scored there 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. Look at there. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. We scored 5 in the top of the 5th, so it looks like it's a 7 spot right here for Full Count.
A first pitch foul ball gets out of play. Lands right over there where our mystery man holding a bratwurst-sized baby stand.
Or vice versa, a baby-sized bratwurst. I mean, my daughter-in-law works in neonatal care. That is a bratwurst-sized baby. We don't like that. My grandson Eli prays for those babies, as we do in the Reese household.
Parliament looks on one on the inside corner for a ball to make it 1-1.
He swung at that first pitch again, didn't he?
He loves swinging at that first pitch. A good eye on a pitch from Caden Robinson ends up out of the zone. Parliament is 1 for 3 on the day. And I tell you what, he looks at a pitch outside. This kid is ready to swing every time he's up to hit. Has a great hitting approach. Really looks like a veteran out there. He's a senior at Trevecca, and this one's hit.
And they were playing him deep.
But it ends up in the glove of Alex Monneal in left. And a first loud out of the inning off the bat of Joey Parliament brings up Harrison Travis. Travis, a big frame, 6'4", 215-pound DH tonight. Looks at a pitch that gets up near his elbows and his hands for a ball. Caden Robinson came into the game last inning. This is his 2nd inning of work. He yanks a pitch outside at 74 miles an hour to make it 2-0. That 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Count moves to 2-1. Nobody on here, 1 out. In the top of the 7th inning, it's 8:48 p.m. Eastern. A high skipper to third, a throw over to first, and Braden Quinzel had good concentration to follow that ball through the air and throw on to Clay Burdett to retire the 2nd out. As Tim Reese likes to say, that one looked like a pop fly because it bounced so close to home plate. Caden Wilkes fouls off the first pitch he sees. So far on the day, Wilkes is 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a single. The 0-1 flied high and out of play. It's a AAA auto glass foul ball off the bat of Wilkes. He's behind 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back to the netting. Since coming into the game, Caden Robinson has 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He has yet to give up a hit. The 0-2 skied into center. Should be a routine play, and Eric Colosso puts a squeeze on it for a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 7th. So we're going to keep it here in between the top of the 7th and the bottom of the 7th. The Rhythm lead 5-3.
While we stretch, let's talk about the La Quinta Inn and Suites Alumni Spotlight. Tonight's Alumni Spotlight is Frankie Delgado, a teammate of Harrison Travis over at Carson Newman, as well as Aiden Gibson and our Assistant General Manager Henry Jackson. And Frankie Delgado from Carson Newman played 2 years here with the Full Count Rhythm the past 2 years. He is a catcher, and he just recently got his degree in Human Services. He had a Bachelor of Arts from Carson Newman and currently is working an internship with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation in Knoxville, Tennessee. As he is learning quite a bit. I texted with him today, and he is enjoying his time in the Knoxville office of Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI. He is from Clinton, Tennessee, the son of Frankie and Mata Delgado. First year that he played with the Full Count Rhythm, he got hurt probably 5 games in, went and had surgery, and then came back and spent the entire summer with Full Count, even though he couldn't play. Came back and was one of the 2 or 3 catchers we had last year, along with Jackson Cothran, and he was a well-loved player for the Full Count Rhythm the last 2 years.
Crowd is starting to make some noise here. Cole Riley steps in to start the festivities off here in the bottom of the 7th.
La Quinta Inn and Suites, located at 120 South Cartwright Court in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Let them know you're in for a Full Count Rhythm game, and there's a discount waiting for you.
A pitch hit sharply back to right field, going back on it at the wall, and it's going to hit off the wall. Ramey Harrison can't get it. Tobias chases it down and throws it in. It's a leadoff double for Cole Riley. His second hit of the day provides some hope for the Paints, who trail by 2.
Trey Sanders back out for inning number 2. That's the first hit that he's given up. His now 1+ innings of work.
Ty Hatfield, the second baseman tonight, steps into the batter's box. The righty ready for a showdown against Trey Sanders. With a runner in scoring position. Sanders' first pitch yanked outside for a ball. Here's the 1-0, runner goes. Cothran throws over, well too late. And a runner standing on third off of a stolen base. Cole Riley is 90 feet away from scoring.
Riley had a huge jump at second base. Sanders gave him one look back there and then came to the plate.
Hatfield finally looks at a strike over the plate from Trey Sanders.
I thought it was a pretty good pitch on the stolen base that he was going to take, but Home plate umpire did not see it that way and called it a ball.
A swinging strike. Makes the count 2-2. Cole Riley Ty Hatfield went chasing for that one. Put a hefty cut on it. And here is the 2-2. Pulled down and away. And we have a Full Count Ministries full count.
Stay tuned. Let's see if we've got anybody that's checked in on our email with a Full Count Rhythm.
The payoff pitch is just on the corner for a backwards K. The fans here in Chillicothe don't like it. Hatfield gets rung up. First strikeout for Trey Sanders out of the bullpen. We'll bring up Braden Quinzel with one out. Still a runner in third base. And the Rhythm trying to strand him right there.
No emails on the treesports@gmail.com yet.
And Quinzel lets a first pitch fastball go through for a strike.
Looks like we've lost our stadium radar gun.
And Sanders is starting to move with some pace. He misses on a 0-1 pitch. Count goes to 1-1. Sanders pulls the glove to his face and then kicks and deals. Finds the top left corner of the zone for a strike. And he's ahead on Braden Quinzel. That one was listed at 83 miles an hour. We might have found it again. And it's a swinging strike from Braden Quinzel. How about back-to-back strikeouts for Trey Sanders in a massive spot? And things get a lot more likely, as that was a roof store strikeout by Trey Sanders.
Steve Barrios over at the roof store. We got back-to-back Ks.
A pitch low in the turf. Makes it 1-0.
Sanders now an out away from getting out of that leadoff double.
And especially with a runner on third with nobody out, it would be awesome if Sanders could work out of it. The 1-0 misses high. Cawthorn has to try and pull it down and tosses it back to Sanders. Alex Bemis at the plate. He has a sacrifice fly. He's 0 for 1. Hits on really hard, and it goes just past the glove of Aiden Gibson for an RBI single. It's a one-run ball game here in Chillicothe, Ohio, in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Inches away was Aiden Gibson of making that catch on the line drive, but just couldn't pull that one in. And Alex Bemis has been a thorn in the side of the Rhythm. The DH in game 1, played shortstop the last 2, batting in that 9-hole.
Now it's a righty on lefty matchup as Monil steps in the box, looks at a first pitch ball. So an RBI single from Alex Bemis has made this game even closer. It's 5-4 on a Thursday evening. Monil looked like he wanted to lay down a bunt. Count stays at 1-1 because it was called a strike. A ball hit sharply to center field, and it's a fly out. Jacob Tobias gloves the final out of the inning, but one run does come home to score. It's 2 hits, scoring 1 run. One runner left on base, and no errors in the inning. It is 5-4. We're going to keep it right here as we head to the top of the 8th inning, where Parker McDonald will come up to bat.
We want to thank our title sponsor, Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You've seen their commercials during the broadcast, but they have been huge help to the Full Count Rhythm baseball club the last 3 years now. And Ryan Duncan over at Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has been a supporter and has stuck with the Rhythm as we've moved from the Ohio Valley League into the Prospect League. It's higher brand of baseball, and A lot more costs, as we'll have about 9 or 10 overnight stays. So I want to thank those folks over there. They've got a brand new dealership that is being built on Main Street. 1221 West Main Street in Hendersonville, I believe, is where the new dealership, I'm not sure when that's going to open up, but they sell new and used cars over there. They're a hometown dealer with home run deals. Rhythm, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You can get a hold of them online at rhythmcdjr.com. Feel the rhythm, love the ride, right here on the back page of the nicely printed program that you get for free at Full Count Rhythm home games. That's printed by Dudak Communications.
Parker McDonald swings at the first pitch. He sees a playable fly ball will end his at-bat. Cole Riley squeezes it behind home plate. And one out already for Caden Robinson, who comes out for his third inning of work. Ramey Harrison up to bat. So far on the day for Ramey, he is 0 for 2 with a walk. The lefty looks at a breaking ball in the middle of the zone for a strike. Another breaking ball, this time gets up near the head space of Harrison for a ball. The 1-1 fouled off to the left side. That's a AAA auto glass foul ball. Harrison's now working with 2 strikes as he steps back into the left-handed batter's box.
Chemical engineering major at UAH.
He wisely lays off an outside pitch to make the count 2-2 with 1 out, nobody on. The Rhythm lead 5-4. Chillicothe got on the board last half inning. Harrison will find the hole between second and short. In fact, it bounces right over the bag for a single with 1 out.
It's called a C&I hit right there. That's the 10th hit of the ball game for Full Count.
10 hits tonight for Full Count, coming off a day where they lost 21-7 right here at this ballpark last night. They dropped the first 2 games of the series.
Had 10 hits in last night's game as well. Problem was they gave up 17 hits and 21 runs on the other side.
So up to bat is Wyatt Fuchs, who looks at a first pitch ball. He gets set for the 1-0. And it's right down the middle for a strike. The Rhythm scored 5 runs in the top of the 5th. And finally, the Paints were able to respond. And Fuchs finds potentially a dangerous hit, but instead it gets into the glove of Alex Monil, who's been a busy man out there in left. Ramey Harrison will have to hold on first.
Fuchs has flied out twice to center field and once to left field after striking out looking in the third. He's 0 for 4.
Once again, we have a link in the stream on Facebook. Please do not click that link. You are listening and watching our stream right here. Jeremiah Harrison says,
Ramey and Noodles.
Ramey and Noodles.
That's Ramey's dad, Jeremiah Harrison. Mother is Mary Ferguson. They're down in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Jackson Cothran smacks a 1-0 pitch foul.
He finally hit one out of here. It just was foul. And would not have gone over, I don't believe, the outfield fence, but it was way out and ahead of that one. Cothran not necessarily a big home run hitter, but he will get a hold of one every once in a while.
He's got a low base when he goes to swing and swings through one to make the count 1-2. Caden Robinson on the mound for the Paints, a righty in his third inning of work. Runner on first 2 outs.
Jackson, the son of Josh and Charlie Cawthorn in Murfreesboro.
The 1-2 just misses off the top left corner to make it even. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. With the runner standing on first. The pitch is yanked. And we have a Full Count Ministries full count. The Rhythm with 10 hits on the day. They have not committed an error yet in the field. They've scored 5.
Runner will be off with the pitch.
The full count pitch.
Atta boy.
Into the gap.
Come on.
To the right fielder.
Look at the coach.
Ramey Harrison will go from first to third on a single by Jackson Cawthorn.
Ramey looking behind him to see where the ball was instead of picking up Jackson Jarvis in the third base coach's box. Wonder what that was about. But there's 2 outs. You're running on the play. You see a ball smoked behind you. I don't know that you even need to pick up that third base coach. You just rounded second, heading to third, but he hesitated there at second base. Not to say that he was going to score, but Fabian with a very good arm out in right field, but I don't think he was going to touch Harrison, who was running on the pitch. So 2 hits in the inning, and it looks like that will end the evening for Caden Robinson.
That will end the day for Caden Robinson. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with the new pitcher on the mound for the Paints. Runners on the corners with 2 outs and the Rhythm leading 5-4. Don't go anywhere.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
At Country Financial, we're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through town. We're a part of your community and help support the programs that make our neighborhoods thrive. We take the time to get to know our clients. We know that every situation is unique, and our goal is to understand yours so that we can help you be confident about your financial security and your future. Call your local Country Financial representative, William Stiles, today at 615-824-7020 to talk about how we can help ensure the future you're dreaming of is something you can proudly own no matter what it looks like.
We welcome you back here right in the middle of an inning where the Rhythm have runners on the corner with 2 outs.
New pitcher on the mound for the Paints is right-hander Landon Vance, who is appearing for his second time this year. He's getting 2 innings of work. Only walked 1, no hits, no runs, as he has walked 1 and hit a batter. Right-hander Rising Jr. at Lake Erie College. 6'2", 215-pound right-hander from Metamora, Ohio, a suburb of Toledo, Ohio. The home of the Toledo Mud Hens, AAA organization for
Cincinnati Reds?
No.
Cleveland Guardians?
That's wrong. You get one more.
Detroit
more.
Tigers.
There you go.
Really?
There you go.
Got it.
I
Okay.
mean, that's an educated guess you just did right there, Max Keller. Good for you.
I do know some geography.
Yeah.
So, runners on first and third.
Okay, where are the Detroit Tigers? Where do they play their baseball? A home game? They play in Detroit. It's a
trick question.
This is a trick question.
I thought you were looking for ballpark names, and I thought we were taking this trivia to a whole different level.
Oh, yeah, that is. Is it
Candlestick?
No, that's San Francisco. And that's
old
long
San
gone.
Francisco. I don't know what
Comerica
I'm talking
Park?
about. Comerica?
Was
That
it
seems
Comerica?
right. All right, well, we'll get back
I have
to
to
that.
call my buddy Mike Kingsbury, a big Detroit Tigers fan who is not listening in on this broadcast, I'm confident.
A huge
But
spot
Trevor
here.
Barnes is.
2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Runners on the corners. Rhythm lead 5-4, and at the plate is Jacob Tobias. He walked in his last plate appearance. Takes a good look at a ball outside for a 2-0 count. Boy, would this be a huge spot for the 12th hit of the game for the Rhythm. He turns on one, and it's 2 feet, maybe 3 feet, maybe 4 feet, maybe 5 feet, foul off of the right field line.
We have to get maybe a little more than a yardstick out there to measure that one. What do you think?
Maybe if I went and chased down where the skid mark was made on the ground.
I'm
but
not sure
there's
that
no
you're going to
dirt,
be able to find that.
No dirt,
Yeah.
so you can't even do that. 2-1. Before we get that pitch, Landon Vance checks over on the runner.
We do have runners at the corners, brought to you by CrossFit Hendersonville.
Jordan Keller, the last person I would expect to know where the Detroit Tigers play ball. They play at Comerica Park, so that was correct.
Well, look at there.
3-1
We've got another research assistant.
We do.
We've just put. Did he get on the back line, or is he?
He's on YouTube.
He's on YouTube. He's a YouTuber.
The 3-1 is off the plate. Bases are juiced. In the top of the 8th inning, Jacob Tobias will take a stroll, and Aiden Gibson comes up to hit.
That's a good call right there by home plate umpire Kyle Olegas, as I just saw the PLTV center field camera.
Gibson steps into the box in a huge situation, looks at a pitch down the middle for strike one.
He's also an aggressive hitter. Kind of surprised he took that first pitch.
The 0-1 misses on the inside, and the count is even at 1-1. The tension is high here at VA Memorial Stadium with 2 outs, bases loaded. Landon Vance kicks, fires, generates a pop fly. Will this find an awkward space? It goes straight to the right fielder, Samuel Fabian, who puts a squeeze on it, and the Rhythm will strand 3 runners here in the top of the 8th, trying to hold on to a 5-4 lead. It's 2 hits in the inning, no runs, 3 left on base, and we're going to keep it right here as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning.
I want to thank our 2024 Rhythm host home families, as these folks have stepped up to house players and coaches here for the summer. Let's see, we'll start from the bottom this time. The Davis Barn, Billy and Tina Davis housing 3 coaches. Jackson Jarvis, Jordan Dool, and Jimmy Gamboa. Gil Douglas housing Brady Morse and Jacob Tobias. I won't be able to read all the players, so let me just tell you the host homes. Chandler Phelps, Doug and Rebecca Dorn, Dylan and Stephanie Doris, Mike and Amy Harrell, yours truly and my lovely wife Susan Reese, Wilson and Anna Reese, my son and daughter-in-law, Matt and Ashley Blazer, Bob and Mary McCall, Greg and Kathleen Bender, Mike and Andrea Kelly, Jimmy and Linda Edwards, Eric and Tina Stewart, Eric and Gay Sutley, Brian and Susan Truitt, Brent and Patricia, also known as Pat, who are good friends, Elliot, John and Amy Smithson, Todd and Melinda Neal, Ryan and Lindsay McDuffie. If you're out there on Facebook and you have housed somebody for 4 years, this is your 4th year, Todd Neal, let us know with a Facebook just nod to yourself, or maybe just say to your spouse, say, hey, my spouse has, I didn't really want to, but my spouse said we're going to do it. It's the godly thing to do. Send us a Facebook post. Todd Neal, I know y'all have. The Smithsons, 4 years. The Elliots, I know they were first-year host home families, but we sure appreciate you and couldn't do it without you.
Eric Colosso steps up and swings through the first pitch out of the hand of Trey Sanders, who comes on for his 3rd inning of work. He kicks and fires. Just misses off the plate. Count moves to 1-1. Here is that 1-1 pitch. Foul tipped back into the catcher's mitt of Jackson Cawthron for the second strike. The Rhythm lead 5-4. The Paints are trying to creep their way back in the ballgame. Low and away for ball 2.
We did learn that the Paints are not named after they're not sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. Paints are the war horse of the local Indian tribe.
And a ball hit to the right fielder, Ramey Harrison, who roams over. Squeezes the out. I appreciated that joke. The Sherwin-Williams joke.
Sherwin, I did. I thought that was pretty good.
I thought that was pretty good. I know that I will get some kickback if I don't fully understand Tim's jokes on first listen, but I'm starting to pick up his sense of humor. I just really got to focus, and then you'll be laughing for ages. A first pitch foul ball off the bat of Trevor Coltonbeck, the DH tonight for the Paints. He has a walk, a single to go for his 1-for-2 day. He's batting here in the top of the 8th inning, or the bottom of the 8th, excuse me, spiked by Sanders to make the count 1-1. It's been a 3-game road trip. This is the 3rd game here in Chillicothe, Ohio. Another ball skips in front of the plate to make it 2-1.
I've enjoyed our time here at the ballpark, but the time away from it feels like we've been here all summer.
I mean,
3 days.
No doubt about it.
Rainy weather. And
the dog days of summer. A foul ball off the bat of Coltonbeck.
Not Colton Bean, but Colton back.
Here is a 2-2. Hit high and deep towards the right fielder, Ramey Harrison, who makes a play on it. Some good stuff out there from our Rhythm right fielder. Making plays in the field to try to maintain this 5-4 lead that the Rhythm are holding on to.
3 straight flyouts off the bats of the Chillicothe Paints. It's now 3 putouts for Ramey Harrison out in right field.
Clay Burdett stands in the box with 2 outs and nobody on, looks at a first pitch ball from Trey Sanders.
Sanders only given up 2 hits so far, 1 run.
He generates a big, hefty swing and a miss from Burdett to make the count 1-1.
From the Ohio State University.
Burdett fouls another one back. This time Cawthron will flip the mask off and see if he can't try to find it, but it ends up out of play, and Cawthron will have to readjust his communication device. Burdett played his high school baseball at Archbishop Moeller. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wow.
And I do know some fun alumni of Archbishop. The 1-2 misses out of the zone, make the count 2-2.
Who are those Moeller grads that you know that are?
One of them is Ken Griffey Jr.
Baseball Hall of Famer.
Is the other Clark Schmidt?
No.
No. 2-2. I'm getting Clark Schmidt
I don't know
mixed
who Clark,
up. He played.
I don't know who Clark Schmidt is.
You don't know who Clark Schmidt is?
Did he play? I know
He was in
who.
the Prospect League. Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt. There we go.
Come on now. I'm all over
Michael
the place.
Jack Schmidt. I know him. He played for the Ohio University. As another foul ball gets into the stands. We got guys over here with gloves, and the ball hits the concrete. Come on, fellas. We need a little more production out of these youngsters over here with the gloves.
And they got to protect the bratwurst size.
No.
Baby. Here we have a full
The
count.
baby-sized bratwurst.
Baby-sized bratwurst. The full count. Ministry's full count with 2 outs and nobody on in the inning. The pitch fouled back. We'll do it again.
A full count, first pitch, foul ball. What are the odds? 50%, actually, if you want to. No, it's 50%. Actually, about 52%.
Quick math.
Yeah. 492 times 87.
The full count pitch is in the turf for a ball 4, and Clay Burdett will take first base, and that'll bring up Samuel Fabian, who loves to swing for the fences. He is the leading run at the plate.
Be careful here. He is the go-ahead run, and when he comes to the plate, he's in scoring position. 2 home runs on the season. One of them a towering long ball in yesterday's game.
And the runner takes off, steals second safely. Clay Burdett stands now 180 feet away from tying this ball game.
Breaking pitch in the turf there, just got out of the glove of Cawthorn, and Burdett was looking to move up on anything that got away from Cawthorn, so a wild pitch by Sanders moves Burdett to second.
The 1-0 is crushed, but it is foul. That thing would have been a no-doubt home run if it had stayed fair. Trey Sanders will take a deep breath as he gets the baseball back on the mound.
Nana and Papa are watching Trey Sanders on the broadcast. Appreciate you joining us.
Another 1-1. Another pitch on the 1-1 makes it 2-1. A ball out of the zone. That one missed high. Sanders has been really good coming out of the bullpen today in relief for the Rhythm. He's trying to hold on to that lead. A swing and a miss from Fabian makes it 2-2. He's 1 strike away from getting out of the inning and sending this ball game to the 9th. He leans forward, pulls back, glove at the belt, winds and fires a pitch high for a ball. We got another Full Count Ministries full count. Back-to-back batters. A massive moment in this game. A foul ball will keep this at-bat going. That one was pulled towards the Rhythm dugout. It's pretty hard to do from the right-handed side of the batter's box.
James Fordham out after that foul ball, and we'll do it again, a Full Count Ministries full count.
Here's the pitch, and a broken bat leads to a potential infield single. The throw is not in time, and the throw home is in time for the out. Jackson Cawthorn is absolutely electric at the plate. What a heads-up play from Caden Wilkes, who has been an absolute all-star in the field. Parker McDonald had to charge the ball and avoid a broken bat. He threw on to first. Caden Wilkes caught the ball knowing that the runner was safe and had the veteran presence to throw home to Jackson Cawthorn, threw a strike, and Cawthorn turned around, tagged the runner out to keep the Rhythm with a lead. Unbelievable play.
That was a fantastic play by Caden Wilkes. I mean, you said Parker McDonald had to dodge a broken bat. He had the business end of the bat that was coming his way, and he concentrated on the ball, made a nice throw to first, but it was such a slow roller down the third base line that his throw was not going to beat Fabian at first base, so he should get credited with an infield single. But Wilkes saw the runner break from third base on the play and try to score. He came completely off the base, charged and threw a ball into the turf. Cawthorn had to make the catch on one hop and applied the tag, and it was in time to get Burdett to keep the 1-run lead for the Rhythm. No runs in the inning, 1 hit. That walk did not come back to bite the Rhythm. 1 runner left on base. So we are through 8. We're going to end up in the 9th inning with a 1-run lead.
I think we're just going to keep it here with how exciting that play was. So on the mound remains Landon Vance, the right-hander. Will the Rhythm find some insurance runs? The first batter for the Rhythm will be Joey Parliament.
They've got 3, 4, and 5 coming up, so they've got the meat of their order. Between the three of them, there's 3 hits of the 11. Parliament has a single. Harrison Travis has a doodat double, and Caden Wilkes with an infield single. See who we got that's vying for the Frosted Luau player of the game here. See how many hits we got, RBIs.
I mean, I might consider Caden Wilkes just for his plays at first base today. At the plate is Joey Parliament, ready for the first pitch of the inning. Here it is, nearly hits him in the head. A curveball that got away from Vance out of the hand. He resets, kicks, deals, and misses low for ball 2. The Rhythm have 11 hits on the day, scored 5 runs, and most importantly, have yet to commit an error in the field. The 2-0 pitch is hit off the end of the bat. Some weak contact will generate a fly ball to left field, and that'll be an easy put out for Alex Moneill, who's been a very busy man. Harrison Travis comes up to bat. His line on the day, he has a double, and he reached on an error. And a strikeout, a ground out. He grounded out in his last plate appearance. Here he is, and he gets hit in the upper shoulder and emphatically sprints to first base.
We should see a pinch runner here, as Harrison Travis recently had, I believe, both knees worked on. And let's see if Josh Carmen is now giving the international sign of we're going to run for Harrison Travis. So let's see who that is out. That's going to be Jacob Rowald.
So Jacob Rowald comes into the game as a pinch runner for Harrison Travis, and Rowald will stand on first with 1 out. The Rhythm lead 5-4. They're looking for some much appreciated insurance here on the mound. When the Rhythm come back up, it would be a lot less stressful if that lead was more than 1 run. It's Caden Wilkes up to bat. He has 1 hit on the day, 1 for 4. Takes a strike on the outside corner to make it 0-1.
Came in as the number 2 by average hitter in the Prospect League at 476. That'll be down a little bit.
Well, he has a good eye on that inside off-speed pitch to make it 1-1.
You're going well when a 2 for 5 day is going to drop your batting average, but he'll take it right now.
Wilkes is ready for a ball that ends up way out of the zone, making it 2-1. If you're just tuning in, Caden Wilkes made a phenomenal throw from first to home in the last half inning to keep the Rhythm in front in this ball game. He takes a hefty cut, swings at it, and misses it. Chased a fastball high and out of the zone to make it 2-2.
100 viewers on X now. Whoever just jumped on, you just became number 100.
It'll be a check over from Landon Vance. Nothing going. And we'll get set up for this 2-2 pitch with 1 out in the top of the 9th.
Wilkes with 1 home run on the season.
It'll be a strikeout for Wilkes to get the 2nd out in the inning. Parker McDonald will represent the next hitter for the Rhythm. Stepping into the right-handed batter's box to face the right-handed pitcher. The first pitch to him is a curveball that catches the zone. Jacob Rowald gets a lead off at first. The 0-1. A hefty swing and a miss by Parker McDonald, and had that pitch been what McDonald had been looking for, it could have been a very hard hit baseball. Instead, it's 0 exit velocity. The runner takes off on the 0-2 pitch, and Rowald will have a stolen bag in a 1-2 count. Now a base hit could score the run from second.
Have to check. It may be the first. No, that's a second stolen base. I'll make it 4. First stolen base of the game. Oh!
And off of the pitcher's hand, this will score a run. Parker McDonald stands on first. The throw will not be in time. And Landon Vance tried to catch the comebacker towards the mound, and it goes off of him past the second baseman into right field.
That stolen base looms large now. That ball hit off of the pitcher and the second baseman and carried into right field for an RBI single for Parker McDonald. Let's see if he takes off.
He's got wheels on first. The first pitch swung on by Ramey Harrison, and the Paints will just take the lead out to end the inning, but not before the Rhythm get a much-needed insurance run. They get 1 run off of 1 hit, no errors, and leave 1 on base in the top of the 9th. We have an exciting finish to this ball game. It is 6-4.
We'll have a Safeware call to the bullpen, so if you want to find that one for you, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after this break. Make sure you also send in a verse of the game if you'd like to. And we'll be back after this short commercial break.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Safeware call to the bullpen. The third pitcher of the ball game for the Rhythm is the young left-hander from Jackson, Tennessee, Andrew Perry. He's headed to Belmont University in the fall. 6 foot, 180-pound incoming freshman from Trinity Christian Academy. He's a wannabe data science major. He's the son of Joey and Cassie Perry, and the big brother to Kylie and Dax. Hello, Dax, my new buddy. And he's a grandson of Peepaw in Humboldt, Tennessee, and as well as Pop and Nana down in Humboldt. Stays in the host home of Tim and Susan Reese, along with Pedro Pulliam, and Andrew is on for his third outing of the year. Very light print on this.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
It's very hard for me to read, but he's 1-0. All of his appearances, or both of his appearances, have been in relief. 2 2/3 innings of work, giving up a hit and a run, which was earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. He got the very first win in Prospect League history for the Full Count Rhythm, and he is on now to see if he can pick up the save. Let's see. I don't think. Well, that'd be awesome. The Rhythm don't have a save in Prospect League history either. So
Andrew Perry would be kind of putting himself in the record books here.
Answer to a couple trivia questions.
Perry's first pitch is a strike. The left-hander throws a dart to start off this at-bat with Cole Riley. And Cassie Perry says that Dax says, "Hey, Mr. Tim."
My buddy.
0-1 catches the outside corner, so I thought. It ends up being a ball for a 1-1 count. Perry keeps that glove up by his face before he starts the windup. A foul ball off the bat of Riley will end up out of play to make it 1-2, and Perry getting ahead. With nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Rhythm looking to stop a 2-game skid here in Chillicothe, Ohio. He pulls that one outside for a ball. 2-2 moves the count. Perry comes home with it. A inside breaking ball does not find the zone. And that'll be a Full Count Ministries full count to the first batter of the inning, Cole Riley. A freshman, just finished his first year at Virginia Military Institute. He fouls one off. Again, it's going to get out of play right on the same area of the field. It's a AAA auto glass foul ball, and Andrew Perry likes to move very quickly. Here he goes, winds, deals, and walks Cole Riley to start the inning. I'll bring up Ty Hatfield, barring any pinch hitters, and there is no pinch hitter. It will be Ty Hatfield. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout and a single. He scored a run. Perry's first pitch to him is in the dirt, and that'll get away for a pass ball and a wild pitch. Runner now stands 180 feet away.
Timeout as Jordan Duell, the pitching coach, will come out and have a chat with the young left-hander. Jordan Duell is an analytics coordinator with the Texas A&M baseball team, and he is up as the pitching coach for the Full Count Rhythm this year. Let's see if I can go through who Will Hawks was the first pitching coach for Full Count Rhythm from Lipscomb University. Year number 2 was Ross Spurgeon, who come from Volunteer State Community College, then moved on to Bellarmine. Last year it was Tyler Sills, the grandson of Grand Nora down in Starkville, Mississippi, and year number 4 it's Jordan Duell. He brought along his buddy Jimmy Gamboa, who is the bench coach. He was a pitcher at Milligan University over in East Tennessee, and he was a grad assistant coach with Milligan, the Buffaloes, this past year. I think he's looking for a new opportunity this next fall.
Well, Perry got ahead of the first batter. He's got to find the zone again, and does find it on the top part of the strike zone to make it 1-1. The runner standing on second is...
He got helped out there, didn't he?
Yeah. Foul ball behind home plate is Cole Riley standing on second. Apologies there for the pause in action. Ty Hatfield at the plate in a 1-2 count with nobody out and a runner on second. Perry delivers, and it's yanked inside for ball 2.
Trey Sanders went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 2, struck out 2. Will get credit for a hold, but they don't keep track of that.
Here's the pitch. Outside, we got a Full Count Ministries full count.
Don't want to put the tying run on and bring the winning run to the plate.
He'll have to work for it. The payoff pitch in on the hands, hit to center field. It's going to get down. Tobias will throw back and keep the runners on the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Polanco coming in the back.
And it'll be a pinch hitter for Braden Quinsel coming into the game for the Paints. It's going to be Felix Polanco, the junior from Wayland Baptist, originally from Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Had 7 RBIs and 24 at-bats this past season. And Jackson Cothran comes out to encourage his teammate Andrew Perry. Runners on the corners, Rhythm lead by 2, and that will be the end of the day for Andrew Perry, who is unable to get any outs in the top of the 9th. We'll have a call to the bullpen with runners on first and third and nobody out. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression, and IV therapy. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
We are back here at VA Memorial Stadium for a nail-biting finish. The Full Count Rhythm leads 6-4 over the Chillicothe Paints. And Andrew Perry has just exited the game for a new pitcher on the mound. We have a safe word call to the bullpen.
Safe word call to the bullpen. Noah Berry out of Samford University down in Birmingham. 6'6", 215-pound rising redshirt sophomore from Madison, Alabama, near Huntsville, Alabama. He's a computer science major, the son of Stuart and Amy Berry. He's a grandson of Peepaw and Meemaw in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Poppy B and Mimi in Huntsville. He's staying in that host home with Bob and Mary McCall, as they've now had both of their players have been in the game. They're hosting two pitchers, as are myself and my wife, and he will come in with runners at the corners, nobody out, to face pinch hitter Felix Polanco.
I thought I just heard our PA announcer say a different name, but it is Felix Polanco. We're at number 26, so that would be who it is. I thought I heard George Gomez get announced.
We have a new, he's pinch running at first base is what's happening.
He is pinch running at first base. So runners on the corners in a high leverage situation. Noah Berry has come into the game, a big and tall righty, to face Felix Polanco, a righty himself, a junior from Wayland Baptist. The first pitch from Berry is swung on right out of the gate by Polanco, who was ready to put some runs on the board. He falls behind 0-1.
Berry had 11 appearances, 6 starts for the Bulldogs. Was 0-3 in 21 1/3 innings.
The 0-1 runner takes off, and no contest or throw from Jackson Cawthorn.
Now the tying run is on at second base with nobody out. They're going to intentionally walk the winning run. You just don't see that every day.
So after all of that, the 9-hole hitter Alex Bemis will come up with bases juiced. Nobody out, and the Rhythm are just trying any way they can to get out of this ball game with a win.
The problem is Bemis has 10 RBIs in this 3-game series.
Feels like this would be the guy. Feels like this would be the guy you want at the plate if you're the Paints.
You think? Yeah, that's a tough situation for first appearance of the year for Noah Berry.
He misses on the first pitch too. Bemis low and away for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. Nowhere to put him. Does find the outside corner for a strike. Makes it 1-1. Fans here don't like it. Berry kicks and fires. Misses high. Makes it 2-1. He's able to work out of the windup because the bases are loaded. Here he goes. A pitch hit fair. Parker McDonald steps on first, throws home, and it hits the runner. Could have been a double play.
I think he stepped on third base, and they're going to call the runner at third out.
He did step on third, excuse me. Did step on third. Great play. Caught that with what I saw on the play, and then he tried to go home and hit the back of the runner. So it is 6-5, but the good news for the Rhythm is that nobody is standing on third for a sacrifice fly opportunity. They may try to get a runner over in that position. We'll have to see. Noah Berry, the righty, now faces the leadoff man, Alex Moneal. 1 out, 6-5 is your score. Berry attacks him right away and gets ahead 0-1. Moneal ready to go, waves the bat over his head and awaits the 0-1. Hits it back up the middle. This goes to Parliament, who throws on to first. The runner is safe.
Parliament can't stay back on that ground ball. You got to charge that ball.
Yep, Parliament waited. Instead of charging it, it bounced a couple times really high and slowly in the air, and the bases are now loaded with 1 out. Hey, a double play would still get him out of the inning. Noah Berry just has to fight through it. And it's Eric Colasso up to bat.
That'll be an infield single for Alex Moneal.
This was the D3 Player of the Year just last season. With 1 out, he faces Noah Berry. Righty on righty matchup. Berry misses high. He's got nowhere to put a runner. Falls behind 1-0 on an 80-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Berry comes home with it, and Cawthorn with a massive block behind home plate to keep it in front of him. Makes the count 2-0. A walked-in run would tie this ball game. Berry kicks and delivers. A ball hit into the gap. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. This will be a walk-off for the Chillicothe Paints, and the Full Count Rhythm are swept in the 3-game series. Final score will be 7-6. Chillicothe wins it in the bottom of the 9th. A heartbreaking loss for the Full Count Rhythm, who had a 6-4 lead coming into the bottom of the 9th inning, and they were unable to get it done. It's a 3-game losing streak for Full Count.
Eric Colasso with a big hit, drove in 2 runs, bases loaded, and he drives one into the gap. Rhythm had no chance to even make a throw, as that would have definitely been an extra base hit. Not sure if they'll rule that as a double or they'll rule that as a single, but it is 2 RBIs for Colasso, who finishes 2 for 5 on the night with those 2 RBIs. The loss will go to Noah Berry. He'll fall to 0-1. And the winning pitcher will be Landon Vance, who, let's see if he had a decision at all. Vance will move to 1-0 on the season as Chillicothe wins in walk-off fashion 7-6 over the Full Count Rhythm. And I'm not going to remember this trip very fondly up to Chillicothe, Ohio, as Chillicothe put 10 on the board in game 1, 21 on the board, and it takes 7 to have a comeback victory over Full Count in this one. It's 3 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There were no errors. And Chillicothe moves to 5-2 on the season, and the Rhythm fall to 3-6.
The Rhythm fell behind in this ball game 3-0 and then took a 5-3 lead. They got an insurance run after the score became 5-4, and the Rhythm were able to make it 6-4 in the top of the ninth. But that one insurance run was not enough. In the bottom of the ninth, the Paints score 3 runs to walk it off. And Chillicothe is looking sharp to start the season.
Frosted Luau, player of the game, the Parker McDonald, who goes 3 for 5, scores a run, drives in 2.
Borderline player of the game yesterday. He's had a good couple days at the plate.
He was 2 for 3 in yesterday's contest, so he is 5 for 8 in his last 2 ball games, scored 3 runs. So Parker McDonald, our Frosted Luau player of the game, as we will now get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game, because regardless, win or lose, God is still on his throne. And our verse of the game is sent in by Todd Neal for the second time. 1 John chapter 3, verse 18, it says, "Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth." Find that in the book of 1 John. There's 3 books of John in the back portion of the New Testament. And verse 18 is where we find today's Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Of course, Full Count Rhythm is under the umbrella of Full Count Ministries. But tonight is a heartbreaker for the Rhythm, as they had the 2-run lead heading into the bottom of the ninth. Andrew Perry came on, pitched to 2 batters, gave up a walk and a hit. Then Noah Berry, who's on his first trip with the Full Count Rhythm, teammates with Trey Sanders, who had a good outing with 3 innings worth of work. Noah Berry comes in and actually has some pretty tough luck. He had intentionally walked the first batter, Felix Polanco, and then he actually got a high chopper ground ball right down the third base line that Parker McDonald made a nice athletic play to catch, step on the bag at the same time. Had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and the throw ended up hitting the back of Cole Riley, who was attempting to score and did in fact score. And the ball scooted away, but nobody moved up. And the very next batter, Alex Monil, at the top of the order, hit a high chopper, 2-hopper to Joey Parliament, who did not charge. He was thinking he'd be able to stay back and flip on to Aiden Gibson at second base, I believe. But the runner barreling down toward the base was going to get there well ahead of any potential force out at second. So Parliament had the glove and tried to throw on to first. Monil runs way too well, and he got an infield single, and that set the stage with the bases loaded, single or double, depending on how they will rule that. Let's see if I can find that real quick.
My gut would be double.
They called it a double. You really don't need a double because a single should score 2 runs. On that, but
it's not his fault that he couldn't get the second on that.
Well, I mean, he might have gotten a third, but I mean, if he only needs 2 runs. But anyway, I'm okay with that. I don't. Yeah. I'm not going to get on Jerry, our official scorer here at all. So, the walk-off double scores 2 and gives Chillicothe the sweep in the series.
It was 3 very different ball games throughout this week. Yesterday's ball game was a 21-7 loss that just absolutely caught the Rhythm off guard. It was 16 runs in the first 2 innings, and the final in the first game, let me see if I can get to that.
10-5.
10-5, but that one also got out of hand at points. This one was well within the Rhythm's control, and just a few unfortunate bounces here and there will end up with a loss, but the Rhythm have a lot of opportunities at home as they'll go on a home streak starting tomorrow night.
Be at Drakes Creek Park tomorrow night to take on the DuBois County Bombers, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off on Monday. Will be kids camp Monday through Thursday, but there will not be a game Monday night. but then back on the field Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I believe back out on the road on Friday.
I believe so.
They go to, let's see, I just put my schedule away. They're not looking that far ahead. I am. We'll be at Jackson at home on Thursday and on the road to Jackson on Friday.
Well, I think that just about does it here from VA Memorial Stadium. The Full Count Rhythm dropped this game 7-6 in the bottom of the ninth. The Chillicothe Paints walk it off. Once again, I'm Max Keller alongside Tim Reese for head coach Josh Carman. This has been another edition of Full Count Rhythm Baseball. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you guys tomorrow back at Drakes Creek.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm baseball game presented by Full Count Ministry and Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. See you next time on the Full Count Broadcast Network.